pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. It's just I never thought you were sitting next to me. I don't understand. It's just I never seen you smile. You wanna make out, give me a second. It's just you never talk, I never listen. When do we fall in love? Make up your mind, honey, 'cause I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. You need a friend. I can't help this time. I'm in trouble. It's your eyes, I can't seem to focus. It doesn't matter 'cause you live a lie. You want attention from every guy in the park, but when you call, give you my heart, you rip it out. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you.
I've been so anti yeah, you're a bad chick and you know that. Eyes roll back every time you throw that. Love letter on your bed, I wrote that. I need you and I'm not afraid to show that. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. My world falls down when you pick me up. I came up from a small town, no one hit me up. Now they wanna be my friend. Everybody play pretend. But now I'm pulling up in a Bentley. There really ain't shit you can tell me. What? I just wish somebody would help me. This lifestyle is not healthy. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. She's a goth girl, welcome to my goth world. Fell in love with the diamonds and pearls. Yeah, we do what we want when we want. Sex fifth with the new Saint Laurent. Party too lit, get kicked out. All alone, it's the only way to live now. Yeah, we do what we want when we want. I'ma get you anything that you want. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Yeah, I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots on the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I'm savage, you've been distracted, your best my average. There's a reason for that's a fact, so they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan. I ain't need that, outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Every day I wonder when I'm gonna peak at, and that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Shots on the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
You call my bluff for the last time. This ain't a song, it's a battle cry. No life. I see the clue between the strobe lights. I'm haunted, black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Used to want it bad, used to want it bad, but I can't taste it. I can't help you now, okay? Follow me around, okay? Black face. Got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up, take a exit, now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say Darnish, why you sad? I said I just need the thing. Red tape, got too close, I hate the city. Black face, show you everything you need to your phone. Can't hate it bad. Someone said it's sad. I used to want it bad. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you too many times. Yeah. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you. I know it's in my head. Follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Demons always bother me. I'm leaving, but they follow me. Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Will you follow me under? Sometimes I don't wanna be here. 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 I'm so sorry that I wasn't really there for me. Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quite undertaken. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody, even you, an enemy. Brutally awake and quite undertaken. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. If I am so wrong and so gone, miserable, won't you stick around just for some be visible? But you don't, no, you don't care. Leave me to suffer, erase all the doubt. Pouring Jack in my mouth, and a love with enough of the pain and the drugs to be present for now. All I'm right now, I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But
Wish we could learn how to love our mistakes. Straight from the jump and not wait for an answer. Wish we could smile when shit's rough nowadays. Change our reactions. Feelings don't die around this neighborhood. We used to sell a double pills, young and misunderstood. My homie, tell me what is changing from your point of view. A smaller circle, but the range is some deja vu. I recognize my future, and there is nothing with you. Unless you turn your boat around, success might come recruit you. But unless you analyze in depth that we're steps away from death, 1,000 possibilities, act on it, Johnny Depp. For real, cause we're lonesome childs, trying to know what part that brought us down the hill. I don't wanna be stuck in countless doubts. I just wanna smile and run away from you. I swear to God, man, I just wanna be a model for my brother. Hey, I just gotta work until I'm on the covers. Hey, I just gotta work until my songs are covered. Hey, I just wanna make it proud to be my mother. Wish we could learn how to love our mistakes. Straight from the jump and not wait for an answer. Wish we could smile when shit's rough nowadays. Change our reactions. You just gotta love yourself. 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 Hope you learned your lesson, girl, I cannot teach anymore. Hope you show some faith in men, I am not like anyone. Cause I am over being sober with myself and I'm with you. I am over being sober. Hey, finna get my money, ain't no handout. Hey, finna be a legend like I'm playing down. Hey, I ain't gotta focus on my friends now. Huh? I'ma turn it to me.
These are those moments I don't think anybody else is going to forget.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESL Pro League here for our C-stream of North American action for the night. We are taking a look at Furia up against Gen.G. If we were up against them, then we certainly wouldn't be in the commentary box. Who are we? I'm the Eternal J. I'm joined by Dweg for this one, my man. How are you doing tonight?
Mate, forget nightmares. That would be the scariest thing in the world. Facing off against one of these two teams, me and you, Jay. But no, look, it's going to be an interesting one. We've obviously seen both of these teams have some pretty decent starts in Pro League. Furia, they are undefeated, Jay, when it comes to the best of threes. They have only dropped a single map in the last four best of threes that they've played so far in the regular season.
Indeed, yes, they are a dominant squad and may well be up for a decent shout at glory right here, right now. It all depends on how well they'll hold themselves going forward here. As you mentioned, undefeated, a task for the Gen.G lineup, who are just teetering on the edge of the bottom four. Would absolutely love to move further forward in this one, obviously looking for that playoff spot if they can manage to win it out here. They're currently matching up against Chaos, who are the team that are in that fourth position, but both teams tied up in terms of their series victories, so a win here for Gen.G would be important and definitely unlikely, but they have split even maps and series at this stage, so let's see if Furia's last two best of three victories will come to aid them here as the pistol round of Nuke. Our first map of the series goes live. Gen.G straight downstairs on T-side start, out in towards Secret. We've got Art in control, taking out 60 to begin things off, popping open the observation window and just stalling Gen.G for the moment here. They're looking to go towards the B-bomb site.
The thing is, though, they've got Kusta on a backstab. He was the man outside trying to wrap around. He's now been able to get ramp presence. They're going to dive this bomb straight back to the upper bomb side, and Kusta can fight off the rotations.
And they go straight up, taps through, 5-on-4 scenario. Somda's going to trade back in the end as the player in the backline falls. Yuri will get Kusta for one, and Bintet and Automatic and Som are the last few players standing here in this one. Som will get caught by K Serato, so one good backstab from the CT side. Bintet and Automatic, no idea where to work in from here. Vinny will shut down one, leaving Bintet all alone. Catches one upstairs at the very least, but the CT has swarmed the site. He's got to try and hold off against three of them, and it's just still not going to happen here. Dwag, the defuse will come through for Furia as they secure the pistol round.
And I'll tell you what, look, for Gen.G, that was actually a really nice setup. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite work. They showed the presence outside, tried to get towards that lower bomb side. They opened up the radio room windows. They even opened up double door, and Kusta was able to get a lot of information. He was able to get into ramp completely undetected. Gen.G lose an opening fight towards lower, and they go, right, this is our opportunity. Let's bring that bomb back up through the vents into the upper bomb site, see if we can trade out, get that bomb plant, and hope that Kusta can cut off the rotations. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to, so they don't win out the pistol because of it. But for Furia, they know that bomb went down. They'll be up against a force spike going into round 2.
Yeah, expected of the state here from the T side. The AK's in on 3 individuals. We've got Deagles out for 60 and Bintet. Bomb being dropped early towards the outside position. We just got simple control set for the moment. Very passive on the Gen.G side as they look towards the outside of red box position.
Oh, tight angle coming out for Henny. Does get a bit of information. That can allow the garage player at least to swing out from Art. No one's checking the angle. An easy kill to come out from Furia.
Sees another player, sees 2 more players, in fact, is going to burst through, but Kusta takes that AK straight to his head and shuts down one of the CT camp. A 4-on-4. With a FAMAS outside here for Henny, going to look towards the replacement garage area. That AUG can get picked up and reinstated for the CT line. But nothing else will be seen here for the moment. It's very passive and careful from these boys. 50 seconds. It looks like they definitely want to lean towards the A bomb site, or at least I think that. And there's actually 3 players looking on the ramp room position.
Yeah, it looks like maybe 60's going to be able to sell a bit of an upper fake and just see if he can get his teammates to at least open up ramp room. And Gen.G is starting to run out a little bit of time. They need to get onto a move on. And for Furia, they're really not rotating too much. They're allowing this ramp control to come through. Now, Gen.G have got an option, Jay, to try and wrap him through health. They want to try and split into A.
Deagle and AK and Bintet and Som will be the main 2 players ahead of it. On that wraparound position, K Serato will fall towards the squeaky door. Yuri will get that trade back on 60 at the moment. Look back towards upper, but Kusta will catch him. Som gets 2 of his own. Actually gets a TK in that one there. Bintet to fall. And now a 1-on-2 here for Vinny. Last man standing as the CT defensive is ripped apart here. Gen.G in full control of this next push-up. And the force fight does work out wonders for them as they win the round as well.
I'll tell you what, another great split coming out from Gen.G. And one thing I'm certainly noticing, Jay, is how much map control they're finding on this T side. We're already 2 rounds deep into Nuke, and they're outside. They're trying to wrap. They're seeing if they can catch up the CTs and rotations. You saw that they opened up ramp room. They could have easily just gone to that lower bomb side, but they start the split in. They wrap 2 players into that heaven position. They have 2 players coming out from Heart and Squeaky, and from there, the trades are really good. And Furia going to be a bit of a test against them on Nuke to sort of see if they're able to continue the fight forward. This is Gen.G's map pick, and you've got to think, Jay, that without an in-game leader, Daps being or stepping down from the lineup only quite recently, it's going to be a tough one for them to at least try and go forward with some more victories in Pro League.
Yeah, a lot of questions surrounding them as a result of this. I mean, we were talking a little bit earlier about, you know, if they're going to have, you know, if they're going to have some troubles as a result of their recent moves. Whether that will affect their record against the Furia side. Well, already they've got a decent start in this one. The Nico set in from Furia. Outside control, nades up. Art is an own entity. Spray from Soms with the transfer back and forth, but neither player goes down. Vinny and Art will get tagged, but no kills to kick things off.
They didn't quite pick up that AK either, Jay, so although they get the opening man advantage, they haven't picked up a rifle, but now it's 2 kills. For Gen.G, they really need to be making sure that they're trading back, working together. You even see Bintet trying to open up this ramp room entrance. He doesn't know about Henny towards the boxes.
Very careful position. Bintet going to check it, though, and takes his man down pretty effectively. AK still in Over at the secret area, I should say, Bintet does get a 2k for his own right as automatic hunts for Vinny. It's cruise to the man to get that frag. And Serato and Art, last two players standing for the Furia camp. And the Eagles have done some decent damage. In fact, even picking up a Galil on the part of Art, but not going to do much from here. Oh, actually, Kusta might get caught off guard. That's the bomb being dropped. Serato has got Bintet to deal with. Deagle up, gets the other headshot. Automatic, suddenly left alone. Suppressed him from two different angles. Tagged by the Deagle, but not going down. 10 seconds, bomb picked up and now planted for the T side.
Automatic in the 1 versus 1. He'll know exactly where Serato is coming from. Flash around the corner, completely blind Serato. Now down to red HP, 15 up against 63. And for Automatic, he's going to re-peek into the angle, find that second round for Gen.G. Man, these rounds have been down to the wire. Serato doing so much work outside with his Deagle, but just not quite enough to get the clutch in the end there.
Very, very close there from the CT camp. The fact that those Deagles were able to put as much damage as they did is going to limit the economy state for Gen.G going forward. Looking at the AKs, the Galil, the MAC-10 still in for 60. Into the case in point having out here. Furia not going to opt to upgrade heavily into this one. They've got a Deagle in on Vinny, but that's basically the extent of it all. A HE for Art as well, so we're not expecting a mass amount of anything here. Because right now, control set in from the defaults for the T side at the moment. Very passive from the outside play. But the CT's all the same. Not too aggressive here to try and push the issue.
A lot of outside presence once again coming out from Gen.G. But not with the cross smokes just yet. I'm going to smoke off main to not give any information through. If Furia want to try and pick this, you're going to have to try and push through these smokes. But with only a few upgraded pistols, nothing really heavy from them, you should expect this should be a pretty easy cleanup round coming out from Gen.G.
Reload on the outside position. Info in minimal amounts being given up to the CT cam. They can't really work with it at this stage. They've got two players on the upper. Only one facing outside here from Heaven. They just can't really seem to catch these players. Focus on the side defensive at the very best, I think, for the Furia camp. Either way, Gen.G, they're just toying with their food. Eventually, we'll catch the overextension from Serato, take him down. Art has rotated back from the ramp room position, though, as Vinny goes down next. Two standing for the Furia side. Bintet will deal with Urias. Art goes falling to Kusta. There it is. All five alive for Gen.G in a confident round to regain control of the money. It's still a little bit shaky from here, but Furia have not been able to put them on reset territory just yet.
And look, at least for Gen.G, right, this is the first or the second time that we've seen them at least play Nuke so far in Pro League. We saw them only a couple of days ago get a 16-6 victory on their map pick of Nuke against 100 Thieves, where they ended up putting 10 rounds up on that T side. So you've got to think for Gen.G that they've got what it takes to really be able to claw rounds on this T side, and it comes off the basis of this opening gun round. You see Henny with the AWP. No double ops coming out from Furia just yet. A lot of utility to this upper bomb side. 60's been able to get down towards the vents, but he has been seen.
But not taken down just yet. 65 HP, and that MAC-10 trying to be as mobile as possible. Get right up in the face of Vinny and really pick him apart if you can. It's very carefully placed, very slow peeking coming in from Som. A low HP player takes that first contact on Vinny's. That's an easy frag to take for the M4. Som falls. Back up a little bit here for the likes of Vinny's position. A minute to go. He's the only player standing. Art tries to rotate and join him, but he goes down in the end of the vent room, so only him. All him that matters here for the CT side. Gotta hold that defense at this moment. Wrapping the corner. Sees automatics Molotov, but loses the fight to the gunfight.
Now they're taking lobby control, but they'll know straight away. As soon as they've cleared out lobby, this has to be a play towards lower. They spotted out automatic with the bomb. Now they'll know they did a lot of damage. We've seen both automatic and 6E dinked down. So in this 3-on-3 from Furia, you've got to think they've got some pretty good advantages.
Nade automatic does not take him down. The AWP of Henny does, though. 6E also very, very low. Kusta faces in. Yuri will take him down, and 6E all that remains. 1-on-3, here's footsteps to his right, shots to his left. Henny knows that he's low and takes that USP straight on for the frag, straight on for the kill, and straight on for the second for the Furia side. Diffuse coming in pretty effectively. And there you go, that HP does come back to bite them on the Gen.G side. Still got an investment for them, though. Again, they have been able to recover their situation here with the money line, so rifles can come out in full.
And look, I think the one thing that Furia maybe might need to make some slight micro adjustments on, Jay, is just seeing if they can take some map control away from Gen.G. We saw in that retake on the 3-on-3, yeah, they were able to do a lot of damage, but they're constantly giving outside control. They're allowing Gen.G to take a lot of map control, especially out towards Secret, into that lower position. And we saw Furia, and the HP advantage is really helping them out, just trading on each other's contact there. And now we're going to see an AWP on the T side. This time it's automatic. And once again, we're seeing the outside presence come through. And you've just got to think, when is the adjustment going to come through? Maybe something quite aggressive from them, Jay, to come out in the next few rounds.
And slow as ever from Gen.G. Just sat currently waiting in this position inside the bomb site for the Furia camp. Bursts up from Art, hoping to do some blind damage or a kill to someone in the squeak door, but nothing else. Face up from Art, M4 trying to keep his eyes on the back line. Art moves forward here with the burst in from the AK. Molotovs also make their way forward. Art sees the man, gets tagged up to 42 points of health. There's only a minute to go to the clock. There's Henny with that frag, finally kicking things off for the CT side, even doubling up against Bintet as well. Nice job from the CT star.
And that's what I was waiting for, Jay. I was waiting for the aggression to come out from Fury. They're a team that love to get aggressive around that hut and squeaky door entrance. We saw Art pushing forward, then Henny with the AWP, and now for Gen.G, they just need some individual fights to go fantastically for them if they want to bring this back. Som has found an advantage, and so is Automatic. Now it's back into a 3-on-3. Things looking good for Gen.G.
In contrast to the last round where Gen.G had the HP disadvantage, Henny and Art now are the ones tagged up. Art on 9 points of health in particular. And 20 seconds to the clock. Serato watching out for Som, knows he's up there, knows that he's got to come in from heaven if they want to go for an A play. Henny's there to watch it, but there's a player right behind him in the squeak door position. 10 seconds, Bomb's going to make his way up now from main. There's Som with a peek, Serato goes down. Henny ready with the AWP, he's going to face him, try that at a bomb plot. If he gets automatic now, he's won it. He's won it all, he's just got to stay alive, and that's exactly what he'll do. Patience is a virtue, as he proves right there, picking apart the Gen.G offense.
Oh, that's a big round coming out from Henny. And I'll tell you what, he's been a standout performer for Furia. He is the highest rated player in Pro League North America, Jay. He has gone positive on every single map that they have played so far in the regular season. And just what a play from him there. The fact that he over-aggresses, he gets a couple of kills, he's waiting around. You see Som gets a great entry out from heaven, and it's still not enough. The time's so low, and as soon as that bomb gets denied, that round's done.
The big round to win as well, because Gen.G's economy was still just barely being able to force up into main rifles, and now with two players staying in, the economy is going to be wrecked. They have to force buy in this round, and that's what they'll do. The AWP and the AK and Automatic and Som, Galil for Kusta, but two Deagles with a limited amount of utility. Not a lot of execution or default potential, and they've gone even more passive than they previously did. I didn't even know that was possible on Nuke.
Henny. I'm still trying to lurk out towards outside now. He hasn't seen anything for the moment. Gen.G pretty much all just stacked up towards this lobby position. Maybe just try and go for a in a rush and see Serato. Are they? Okay, I thought that they were maybe trying to fake that they're actually boosting a player up, but they end up boosting Serato towards Mustang instead.
Looks like for Vinny ready. Try and cut them off here at the ramp room entrance. A P90. Ready to receive. I love the P90 when it comes out here, but I'm not sure whether this is the appropriate environment to be using it here for Furia. Got the confidence to bring out the high firepower, though. I mean, they have got only so much to deal with on the Gen.G side, and they are taking their sweet time with this. They could get shut down in an instant with the lack of resistance they will have against the full-blown rifle set from the rest of Furia. Yuri's the man playing contact, though, and he's only got a FAMAS, so it might not be as confident as I imply. Nades up to do damage to Kusta here with his Galil, just facing forward, but now they're going to hear all these footsteps from Vinny here with a P90. Oh, Vinny! 3 kills, all ready to clean up the rest. Frag onto the bomb plant. Akusta would it remains 1 versus 4. Even if he gets this bomb plant, there's no way he's holding off the retake.
Oh, how dare you question the P90, Jay? Look what happens when you do that. 3K comes out for Vinny, and for Kusta, they might even take him down after time.
Why?
That's the worst outcome to come out from Gen.G. And you've got to think for Furia, they played that really well. They wasted so much time. They ended up re-smoking ramp twice, which almost, it felt like for Gen.G, they wanted to try and make an upper play, and then right at the end, they used the utility to the upper bomb side. They start to retake ramp. Vinny gets 3 kills, and in the end, Kusta gets taken down after after time. The economy in the early start of Nuke J was looking fantastic for Gen.G. You can forget that now.
That's 2 rounds in a row that players have died after time, and Kuster in the worst position as well because he pushed forward. You're going to stay behind the box, at least try to survive from a very awkward position. Yes, it would have been difficult, but why take that risk and why go for the no-scope when there's a good chance that you're going to miss it? AWP for Henny, ready for first contact, takes down the first of Som, and Furia running wild here on their CT side. The shooting from the AWP has been fantastic, but 60 will eventually take him down. 3-for-1 trade, though. He's done enough alongside the support from Art, the scout. Can't really do much against the rest of these weapons. Can take some tags on K Serato, potentially. Lands that tag onto Kuster, and 60 eventually do go down. So 5th to the board of the Furious side. And a rebuy is on the table for Gen.G, but again, that economy basis is really going to hurt them. They've got not enough for a full-blown investment here.
Yeah, they're going to have to put Kuster on a Mac 10 himself, so not quite the full established buy they're looking for. I'm still kind of surprised that Vinny is still holding on to this P90, but he's certainly got something in the back of his mind that's telling him to keep hold of it. Gen.G need to be able to really find a response back in here, Jay. We haven't really seen many vent dives from Gen.G. We saw a couple of times of 60 trying to go down towards lower, but it has been detected in the times that they've gone for it. Oh, aggressive outside from Art. He's trying to play behind this smoke.
Smokes, Molotovs being thrown out. Art's going to lurk inside one of them. Edge of the red box. Kuster with a smoke down. Vinny ready to receive them. He's back up against it. Completely flashed out, though. He does go down. The P90 loses to the Mac 10 as Art is going to trade frag, though, and they slow walk into the A site. Yuri's not expecting that. 2-for-1. Orb get to position. Art drops the bomb planter as well to a 3-on-3. So well placed there from the rifles, and the T's do not have contention over the bomb itself.
At least they've got the site control, though, so for Furia, even though the bomb has not been picked up and planted yet, they do have a chance to at least get Kuster into this heaven position, but there's a player behind him. It all comes down to timing. Who's going to see each other first? He doesn't see Henny. Finally, he does.
Chance to execute on the AWP, but Henny's going to rotate out position. Kuster's going to play for the information rather than for the frags. Hearing those footsteps, though, and they're here in locker rooms. Meanwhile, the 2 players trying to make their way out from main. Kuster does get Henny down, so it's an M4 and an AK. Now just an M4 as Art falls. K Serato left to fall away. Save it now for the 4th for the T side. Gen.G delivering where they can here. A bit of a back and forth game for this one. Furia have gained many rounds in a row, and Gen.G may still suffer on the money game. K Serato's up for exit frags. If he takes this AWP out, this could be disastrous for Kuster. He's actually going to wait back in cubby, so he's not even going to take that aggressive challenge. Falling back, letting them escape to T-spawn. Still within a single round of the lead, and the buyback can come through from Furia, but the money for both sides has been very low, and Furia realize this. They're going to call a tactical and try and figure out how they approach this.
I have a bit of a chat with Yuri and just sort of say, all right, guys, like this is the first time we saw a slow walk out. We have not seen one of those from Gen.G now. Certainly, Jay, at least looking at this T side, it's certainly showing me that they're really drilled with their presence. They're almost never running the same strat twice. The fact that they, show a little bit of outside presence, a little bit towards ramp, and then they somehow just have an opportunity to walk out from Heart without any kind of a contest. Furia just, it almost like they got caught sleeping there, had no idea that was a possibility, and maybe just taking a bit of a tactical pause, just sort of say, stay in the game. We've got at least a lead. Let's make sure we're establishing it and just bringing forward, maintaining this CT half that we've been able to bring.
AKs, AWPs with the M4s and AWP out for Furia now. Both teams heavy investments, similar buys, but the difference is in the aggression. The CTs have more of it. Henny straight up outside of red box, takes out Som and kicks things off with the opening kill. Further contact from Vinny takes out Bintet. Next is a 5-on-3 immediately for Furia.
Oh, what a response too. Henny aggressive outside with that AWP. Vinny gets an opening duel to Bentet, and from there, yeah, Gen.G have been able to get this ramp control, but Vinny's still starting to over-aggress. You'd think that he's just going to fall back and play the man advantage, but instead he does even more damage. And even Art's on the backstab. Kuster's now the last one left, and this round has just fallen apart completely. There has been nothing that Gen.G have been able to do to fight against this aggression. And Furia, we've seen a little bit of aggression on their CT side, but it seems like they were just pushing everywhere on that round.
Left it open for easy kills for the CT camp. Henny's hunting for his next. Almost got it on Kusta. Now has the information of where he's playing at. Outside locker rooms, both players going to play Ring of Rosies, and they will get a kill back for the AK. So Kusta has a little bit of map control to work with, but 3 players to deal with. 1 lower, 2 upper. Flashbangs over towards Heaven. But will not be able to find the frags as of right now. No CT is going to face him. He can't take that contact. He's got to isolate 1v1 duels, win them out, get a bomb plum. But that face goes horribly wrong. He's on 10 HP to win the rest of the round.
I'll tell you what, Jay, whether he wins it or not, look how much damage he's been able to do to that CT side. And just constantly moving around, trying to fake that he's going towards that Heaven play. He's going to start to make his way in through main. The thing is, though, Case Rider's going to hear these footsteps. Yuri just out into the open. A 6th round on the board for Furia. And I'll tell you what, Jay, I think for the Brazilian side, they can maybe be a little bit disappointed there. I feel like they just gave a little bit too much room there for Kusta to just do way too much damage than he should have.
All down to the damage game here. The economies of both sides have still been in a very low state. AKs, M4s, back to 2 SMGs, a P90 for Vinny again. Art has the MP9 though. And I can respect this buy much more. It's a half buy coming in from Gen.G. So Furia can mop them up pretty effectively. For them, it's going to be all about evading the SMGs, and one of them doesn't even get the $600 kills. So Furia placing 1 player aggressive outside. That's Art. Edge of the silo. And neither player's got vision onto him. There's a complete blind spot here for the T side. As he peeks up aggressive, though, he's going to get spotted and converged in upon. So Som gets the opening kill this time.
Oh, the P90 again, Jay. He's been able to mop up a couple of kills. I'm not sure if he saw Kusta on the edge of this smoke, and don't tell me he's going to push through this, Jay. And trying to work in it. 3 on 3. Not quite another kill to come through. The Deagles have done some really good damage for a half fight. This is a 2 versus 2. This is certainly a chance to even win out this round.
And M4 picked up a Pentet as well. A little bit of utility to work with and everything. Smoke down to buy him some cover. Will he try escape towards Secret? I think that is the plan. The bomb is completely far away from him, though. So either he's pulling a distraction or they're going to try and find a way to split in from the hallways and the ramp room. I say that, though, and Yuri's aggressing towards...
Oh, they've heard him.
Som knows what's up now. He can just push an A. He can walk straight in and get a bomb plant.
Well, that's the thing. They've realized, hang on a minute, Furia's cleared out lobby. They'll probably think that we're going over towards ramp, but towards lower. And this is a free bomb plant coming out from Som. Now, he knows the information that Vinny was out towards Secret, and he knows that Yuri was clearing out lobby. So he's got a pretty good idea of at least where both of these players are. And rather than just playing passive on the side, Jay, he's looking to over-aggress. He's looking to take back this lobby control. Now focuses attention out towards main.
It's a pretty open plant position. Ideally, he wants to get a kill on the player coming in from main and get that... positioning under his control, going to wide swing on towards Yuri, sees Vinny, but the shot does not connect. A few pixels off, and the M4. In fact, Vinny gets an ace in that round. There it is, a 7th to the board of the Furia side. But as you mentioned, a lot of damage being done by the Deagles in that round. Gen.G can be well happy with that, because they've got a rebuy coming in for this round. And the number of times that Furia have reset the economy state of the Gen.G side, maybe it's time for a bit of payback now.
Yeah, look, it certainly is. First time we're seeing double orbs coming out too, and you've got to think Furia lose this round, they're really going to hurt in terms of the money line. The reserve is very, very low for the majority of players. And, okay. Are we still live? What's going on here, Jay? I think we're okay.
I don't know. Okay, no, we're not okay. We're probably in tech pause scenario, I think. I mean, I don't know. I can't see the chat from my side, so, you know, I can't, you know, I couldn't tell you whether or not this is a tech or tac pause. I'm assuming based on this is a tech pause. Yeah. So we're restoring back to the beginning of the 12th round. Okay, so do you know what the issue is, Twig, or?
Yes, Queserado's PC is frozen. So,
oof.
You know, heat it up a little bit. Should be all right.
I won't lie. I sympathise with that issue. Do you remember a couple of months ago when we were just sorting out like my PC problems, and then there was that one broadcast where everything.
Yeah, don't.
Do you remember that really frustrating period in history where I had to borrow your PC instead?
Mate, why do you keep bringing it up? It's just giving me flashbacks. Then I was on a laptop. Like, what was going on there?
It was ridiculous. No, I mean, I hope he's not playing on a laptop this time. He's definitely got to, he's definitely got to get that sorted out. Hopefully, it's just one of those cases where it's the PC frozen, so you just restart it, and then you know it comes back and it's all Gucci. So you know, with any luck, this is just like just be a relatively small tech pause. We can jump straight back in. Of course, the money line is still not affected by this. I mean, both sides should still be on a relatively similar sort of buy. Gen.G with their investment, Furia with their rebuy with a very heavy sort of, you know, issue in terms of the money state for them going forward. Just rerunning the round a couple times, and you can see, obviously, you know, as I mentioned before with the money state, you know, the force up will look to be a bit more interesting for the next round if we have to go there. Double off setup still comes through from Henny and Art, though.
Yeah, I'm really keen to sort of see what they do with this, Jay. They're going to play something really passive. You know, we've seen Henny get aggressive outside. We've seen him even get aggressive towards Heart. We haven't really seen anything out towards ramp, so maybe that's an opportunity for Art to maybe take that orb towards the ramp position. Furia going for the double orbs for the first time in this best of 3. And Gen.G just trying to see if they can get a bit of a grasp on the economy situation, Jay.
Som boosting automatic up here, top of the red box, looking out to the outer yard positions. Smokes down to try and cover off the main area, which is the most forward player of that CT side, K Serato. Backed up, flashbangs ready. Vinny will catch a tight angle on Som, tag him up. No kills as of yet here, so Furia working against the Gen.G side, and they have gained some map control, but it has been a passive setup from the CT side. They are ready to receive them downstairs.
Yeah, they've pushed Henny quite deep in towards Secret now, trying to defend that lower bomb site. And you've got to think for Gen.G, this is really where they can start to slow down the clock, start to gain that map control. You even see a couple of players maybe seeing if they can get into that heaven position, an opening opportunity maybe towards ramp. And for Art, he's in a really difficult angle, Jay, because he's got to try and defend both towards the site itself and underneath him.
There's a bit of frag on Vinny, nice and efficiently there with the AK-47. AWP turns it around, though. Drops into hell to continue pressing the outside position. The T-side garage control, automatic being seen. That's an easy kill. Art caught looking the wrong way. Furia and K Serato keep their eyes on C Heaven. Control. Bintet takes that frag. 60 next to face, and he does fall back to a 3-on-2. Bomb plant can be secured. Bintet's not going to fake it once. Yuri just trying to go for the wallbang shots and hoping to get some kills or some damage. But it's him and Henny in a very precarious retake, with the money being where it is. Is it probably going to have to be a safe call?
Yeah, you'd have to think so, right? Unless they can get a kill out of nowhere, then maybe they try and go for it. But I'm really surprised they, even in that 2-on-3, were trying to look for some angles there. You look at the economy line, you think, man, they're going to be so screwed. They've got hardly anything to work with. They're going to get 1,400 in the next round. It's probably even going to be like a double eco status holding onto this orb. Probably just force the issue, you'd think.
Yeah, most likely. Again, it's all been an economy game between these two sides, with ecos, force buys coming in left, right, and center. And they're double eco as well for Furia, so that justifies the force even more to have the AWP out for Henny being the main, you know, the main fragger, I feel like, for the Furia side. Or at least in this round, you know. Seems a very aggressive plays with the AWP so far from the CT camp, so an opportunity may present itself if they can open up with this weapon. They've got a FAMAS on Yuri and Art with the MP9 as standard. Definitely not the worst buy in the world considering the circumstances. So Deagle's in against the AK set, and Deagles have done some damage over the past few rounds. So let's see if Fury can replicate Gen.G's success here.
You've got to think that that AWP has got to be the linchpin to find the majority of the damage in this kind of round. Art, we've seen him be punished for his aggression outside, and he's going to try and go for a very similar play that he's gone for in the past. 60, the stand-in for Gen.G, sort of yet to get fired up on this T side, but you can see the aggression. If they almost feel like they want to try and go forward, look at the crossfire being set between Henny and K Serato.
Som and Art, the closest players, though. They've got their own little weird sort of crossfire set of their own right. Towards outside, looking towards upper. The SMG is hoping to catch off a kill of an overextending T-side member. And this is a great position to do it so as well. Like, Som could walk in at point blank and go falling. Molotov should force K Serato off. Henny does catch 60 though. Tight angle to hit again for the AWP, and he opens things up. Still holds the position, but doesn't land a second shot on Bintet. The AK comes in and trashes him to a 4-on-4. Looks for K Serato next, gets that kill. Not spotting Yuri in the backline. Som gets up next. And Gen.G eventually do start to pick apart Furia. Last rifle left on Yuri. As soon as he goes down, the only chance in this round will go away. Bintet facing him with his AK gets that kill as Ortiz wins out the fight against Vinny. And Gen.G continue to bring themselves within one of the Furia lead.
I'll tell you what, that's a massive round coming out from Bintet. The fact that he's even sort of aware, the fact that Henny may start to overextend again, ends up getting 3 kills, gets some really great entries towards that upper bomb side. And I mean, it's an absolute gift that Bentet's been able to have the opportunity to move to NA, right? I mean, he was absolutely towards the top end of the Asian scene for so many years when he was in the Indonesian teams of NXL and Rekka, then moving on to Tai Lu, and now he's had an opportunity to move over to the States and really show the international scene what he's made of. You see some quick early trades outside, but for the most part for Furia, there's not really much for them to work with.
AK picked up of Art, though, still doing as much as humanly possible with it. The Mag 7 on towards the ramp entrance, gets that kill, and doubles up on the second man, so Furia having a 4-on-3 advantage. Imagining Art's going to rotate back towards his teammate, probably Yuri here, and give him the AK. I mean, it's a bit of a weird one to decide upon, because he's on 16 HP, everyone else is on 100, but he's the only player with Kevlar, so aim punch won't hurt him. Whereas it will severely affect the rest of the Furious side, but they are going to put it on K-Serato. Yuri detected against 60, still lands a good headshot on towards him. Heading towards outside, going to get dealt with by Som, so now it's only K-Serato and Art, last two players standing. And the event crossfire set by these two players, it could get real dicey if Gen.G push in and don't check one of these corners. It's not too often you see this set up here from the CTs.
Now, you've got to think the only way that this works is that if Gen.G commit to this upper bomb site, you think if they go towards lower, it's just going to be an easy pickings, even with the molly coming through. K-Serato on the swing, and now it's into the 2-on-2, but for Gen.G, they know that both players are towards this upper bomb site, Jay. They can just head quickly towards lower.
They have got fast rotations towards the vents, and that's what Art's going to do here. AK back towards Decon, Som creeping around towards the ramp area. K-Serato with AK. Set gets that kill. Now the possibilities are endless for the CT side. Automatic going to quickly rotate back up towards A, reading the events player pretty well. Can't grab that AK because, of course, it's already been picked up by Art. 10 seconds. Bomb plant towards heaven or open towards main scene. Art takes the kill as K-Serato takes a swing and Orti goes down. Furia winning the most unlikely of rounds there.
And that's a really unfortunate one for Gen.G, because you think the fact that they can tie it up 7-7, you know, maybe even try and take a lead going into the second half, they lose to a round where you've got a single Mag 7 and just USPs. As soon as that AK was picked up, it was like, right, let's just try and do as much damage as possible. I certainly don't think that the start of that round they intended to be able to win it, but it's just some really great kills coming through, some great trades. And in the end, Furia find their 8th, and now they're even bringing the double orbs coming into round 15.
One of which is getting aggressive outside once again. Look at Art, close range against Kusta, shuts him down, got automatic to do with top of the blue, red box, I should say. And the AWP trade does come through for the T side instead. So a 4-on-4 scenario as Furia decide to back up. Smokes down, Molotov's on. That Molotov going straight into the hands of the smoke thrown by the same player. And K-Serato wins against Automatic next. 4-on-3 scenarios now. And again, Furia coming out good with the trade somehow.
I'm not sure how that happened there. That should have been an easy kill for Automatic, but now it's an easy kill for Henny as he's able to find a couple, and now 60 is the last one left. And bomb drop towards outside, 1-on-4, and this is going to be the real test for the Standard to see if he can bring a round back like this. Even picking up the bomb's going to be a bit of an issue because he's going to have to deal with the AWP outside for Henny, but he's got a little bit of a timing, and now an opportunity to try and go back to the A bomb side. He's found a couple of kills, but can't deal with Henny towards a heaven play.
And that'll be a 9-6 half for Furia to close it out on CT. A very good CT half at that. We'll see whether they can strike back in T-side. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back after this very short break.
Can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. It's just I never thought you were sitting next to me. I don't understand. It's just I never seen you smile. You wanna make out, give me a second. a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. You need a friend. I can't help this time. I'm in trouble. It's your eyes, I can't seem to focus. It doesn't matter cause you live a lie. You want attention from every guy in the park. But when you call, I give you my heart. You rip it out. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and
Well, a good half here from the Furia side. Gen.G still getting 6 on T side, though. Dwayne, a great opportunity may still present itself here for the North American core. And, well, I mean, it is their map pick. So, on theory, in paper, in the most basic sort of level of Counter-Strike, this should be their half to win.
Yeah, look, it certainly should be. And you've got to think that even with the fact that they only put 6 rounds up in that first half, they had some really close rounds. And honestly, it probably could have been Gen.G even taking the half. It all really comes down to that one round in particular where they lost against pretty much a full eco that sort of tiptoed the lead to go to Furia to at least get to 9 rounds up on T. But it really comes off the basis of this start. And this comes down to the pistol round to see if Gen.G can recover things on the city side. But look at how much utility is coming through from Furia. There are 3 players on full sets of util.
This could get real interesting real quick. Definitely looks like an upper execution for the moment. Maybe place the smokes outside. I mean, Molotov's coming in. Nades back to respond from the likes of Som here. Taps up on the USP, hoping to catch players that make their way downstairs. K Serato trying to fake out the event dive, but in reality, this is going to be an A push, and nothing else going to be seen. The bomb plant will be heard. So Som knows it's definitely on the upper site. Now, how are Gen.G going to approach this retake? They've got utility of their own right. The defuse kit automatic. Som going down first. Vinny watching the outside as the first USP peeks and picks in. Now it's up to Som to flash his teammates up and try to get the smoke on the Ninja setup player over to the site. All 4 set here as well. They put the smoke down out on the heaven position, blocking themselves off. Now the flashbangs do come through. They drop in. Kusta automatic Pinter taking damage. K Serato still watching the upper after typing for a player to make their way in. Yuri and Vinny with 2 frags, 60 behind his own. K Serato sneaks in the back, only gets 1 frag for his trouble. No smoke down on the open bomb plant position. Vinny will just take face, stall for time. Henny's going to face up. Som goes down, and that will be a 10th for the Furia side. A nice pistol to open things up, but a small tech pulls are going to come through. I saw 2 Soms on the radar a moment ago, so for me it looked like someone disconnected.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty uncharacteristic pistol round from Furia, right? The fact that they try to fake they're going for a vent dive and then actually commit to the upper bomb side. Som did a really good job of not rotating from heavens. He was able to get a lot of information to call out that fake and realize what the play was. We saw the flash coming in towards the heaven position. The retake comes out, but unfortunately, they just can't trade out with the Glocks. And Som in a 1-on-2 is just too difficult from him. The force buy coming through, but it's just a rush out towards ramp. Very quick coming out from Furia.
Dingle sat behind the doors. Deagle running towards hell for Henny's first contact. That's the bomb partner as well. That's a risky peek. If the headshot connected, that would have been a little bit disgusting. A little bit of a mistake to be made there for the CT side to capitalize on, but as it stands, the aggression will work wonders for 2 good frags, 5 on 3. Art is pretty tagged up, but for the most part, there shouldn't be much that Gen.G can do here.
Yeah, not really. Look, unfortunately, losing those couple of early fires, they just have no information. They've got 2 players towards upper and 1 of lower of Som, but they've got no eyes outside, nothing towards the ramp control, Jay. So really, this is just a bit of a gamble stack, and they're going to head towards lower by the looks of things.
Yeah, CZ moves in a Pintet, the last player to make their way up to that position as the squeak door opens. They realise the mistake they've just made. Was a gamble stack, as you mentioned. Good chance she'll come up against you. Nades on. Oh, that couldn't have been placed more better. I mean, if it had landed directly onto him, that would have been amazing, but it's very difficult to get the nade down those vents, so... Be happy with just driving Bentet away, giving no real opportunity for the CTs to take any frags out of the C-sign hands, so... Furia, confident hit in, 11 to their board.
Yeah, they're really starting to put some pressure on for Gen.G, because you've got to think, Jay, like, this is Gen.G's map pick of Nuke, so... The force by not being successful is just going to set them back an extra round for a gun round. So we're looking at, what, a 12-6 scoreline by the fact that we even get to at least that first gun round. And so for Gen.G, it's about holding on to these 3 players, bringing these upgraded pistols that they upgraded into round 17 round forward. Maybe see if they can do a little bit more damage, because unfortunately they didn't get away with any kills. And Furia, though, I tell you what, we just keep seeing this P90. T-side, CT side, just keeps coming out.
They love it. If it works, it works. I mean, no need to complain about it at this stage. And obviously, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about the, you know, about the P90 being a meme weapon, obviously, but it worked to get the massive sort of sequence for Vinny earlier. So, you know, see if Art can do some damage with it with their own right. The Eagle set 57CZ, USP for automatic also there. Molotov's in, Kusta. Taking an initial bit of damage, but still facing forward, looking for a drive-by shot, unable to get a kill. Taking damage instead, forced away initial contact.
Kusta taking so much damage. And Gen.G, just seeing how much damage can you do. We saw a lot of aggression coming out from Furia on their CT side, especially in rounds like this. And C6, he looks like he wants to try and push forward, but the T's already establishing this upper take. They don't know about the play in towards a hut position. They've been able to deal with the trades relatively easily. It's all down to Automatic and Sob now, 2-on-5. And for Furia to deal with 3 players that had upgraded pistols, they've done a fantastic job of, again, no one going down.
Pick up. Easy, easy round there for the Furia side. And Gen.G now up to their rifles for the first time in this half. M4s and AWP out immediately. No need to invest with Furia. They've got money to invest in the next round regardless of the outcome of this one. So treat it as a bonus. Let those 2 Galils get their value and upgrade the P90 if you so wish. But based on how often it's come out for Furia, that's probably not going to happen. But semantics at this stage. Let's see how they're going to play out the round itself. Gen.G, limited utility as standards. Placed towards the outside control here for Kusta, the only player controlling outside as they look towards the lower bomb site, in particular for Automatic, getting the AWP towards Secret. Maybe on for a decent couple of picks if they continue aggressing. Instead, they're going to go back towards the main area. Arc faces and Kusta shuts him down. Looks for Henny for a double kill. Gets it together. Yuri faces with the bomb, but gets the trade.
I'll tell you what, that's some sloppy trading coming out from Furia. One-on-one peeking towards outside. This is an easy cleanup coming out from Gen.G. It's all down to Case Rado to try and bring this round back, Jay. It's a 1 versus 2, but he is incredibly low.
7 HP for a clutch, and a glorious clutch if he makes it happen. He's got plenty of time to work with, but bomb in CT control. So Automatic and Sob can just set themselves up on a crossfire, just make sure that they can't peek into that bomb's position. So I'm seeing here, taps up the head, doing its damage, but not getting the dome kill, so no chance for Kesaro. It was going to be difficult anyway, so 7 to the border of the Gen.G camp. And a tactical coming in for Furia, their second of this map up.
I don't think we've seen a single tactical come out from Gen.G just yet, but we have seen a couple from Furia. And you've got to think there, Jay, maybe that's another chat with Yuri just to sort of just strengthen the trades. The fact that they're just sort of wide swinging individually, there's no dual peak coming out from Furia to deal with Kusta outside. And we saw the P90 going in first, and from there, Kusta gets away with 2 kills, does a hell of a lot of damage onto the third. And Gen.G, even though they won out that round, Jay, with 2 players staying alive, it does mean that there is an opportunity for like an instant reset potential from Furia. They're coming away with a very strong economy. They've got AKs and AWP on Dehaney. And for Gen.G, yeah, they've got a decent buy to bring forward into round 20, but there's not a lot of money in the reserve.
Goes back to that point we were mentioning earlier in the first half, a game of economy. Both economies been tested throughout the course of this one, so buys may look awkward in the next round, but Now Furia trying to evade the worst outcome in this one. AWP's and AK set towards outside. The AWP slow facing, sees automatic and does shut him down. That's a good opener for the T side. Art holds the off angle. It's actually Kusta that can wrap around against him, but he's covered off by the blue boxes. So Kusta being spotted, not taken out. Bintep falls next to the 5-on-3. 2 line up, 3 line up in fact, but Kusta only gets the 1 kill for his trouble.
Sixy's got so many players around him, he doesn't know which way to look, and in the end, he gets caught off from Vinny. As Som probably just hold on to this AK and try and see if he can even bring it into the next round. Furia outside, we see Henny, the slow peek to start it off, and from there, we see Art getting very aggressive from the top of Hut, trying to wrap around, at least to gain some hell control. And trades just come out of nowhere. You mentioned that they did line up, and even with them lining up, yeah, damage is done to them, Jay, but they traded out so well. And Som's been able to recover at least his teammates' AWP, so that's something to bring forward. But you've got to think from Furia, they need to be hunting when this bomb plant gets down. They can't allow an AWP to be saved.
So it's all about survival. Does see Vinny just take him down, but as you mentioned, the info being called, they're trying for the wallbang damage and everything, but not to be this time around. Some will just get out of dodge. Save towards the roof. K-Sarate was already there, though. Knife out. Got to switch to the AWP. Oh, he has no idea. That's an easy frag. That is an easy 13 for Furia to respond in kind towards Gen.G. And again, the money is crippled.
Yeah, look, you can't force it. You're going to have to echo. And that's the one thing, especially on the CT side of Nuke, if you get off to like a slow start on T and you don't get off to a strong start to start off your CT half, it makes it really difficult with the economy game to be able to bring a comeback through. The fact that we saw them winning out that gun round with 2 players surviving, then losing the next, means that they've just got nothing to work with. A P90J, it's like an AK, it just keeps coming out.
It's Furia's AK.
It is.
Placed out towards the B site. Look at how far Art has made his way in towards the into the bomb plant position. They can walk straight in for the rest of the T side. Like, his speed and aggression is just outpaced the CT camp. Burst through automatic, taking damage early on here. Bomb plant to be secured. I mean, it is in a bit of an eco for the Gen.G side. They've got a kit in for 60, and they could punish Art for his overprogression, but everybody else is going to be the main problem here. Deagle's set, does grab that frag. What else can Gen.G do, though? 60 moving forward, getting Yuri down to 5 points of health. That is a lot of damage being sustained, but Gen.G opt to back off of the back of it, realizing that their chances were going to be slim anyway, so just hold on to the P90, hold on to the Kevlar. Probably more valuable than them at this stage. But for Furia, they will get to 14, and that may be a bigger concern for the CT side.
Yeah, we saw Ark getting into that lower bomb site really, really quickly, and then just being very aggressive. Now, you can maybe say it's a bit of a weakness there from Furia, the fact that they even end up losing 2 players in that round, especially at the end there from Bented's Deagle. But look, they got very aggressive. They're feeling really comfortable. They're looking very confident too. For Gen.G, it's a pretty decent round, Jay. The fact they get a couple of kills, it's okay. And bring that P90 forward means that they don't have to at least reinvest into 1 player. But this is probably the last chance for Gen.G. 14-7, they're running out of rounds, they're running out of breathing room.
And they're running out of money as well. This buy-up, while it will look good here for the CT camp, it does mean that there won't be much to work with in the next round, other than the players that have saved about 2.5k on automatic and 60, but everybody else are going to have trouble. And that could lead to a 16-7 for Fury if they're not careful. Be a reverse scoreline from the last time that these two teams played Nuke way back at DreamHack Anaheim. It's Kusta to open up on Art, though. That is at least a good start here for the Gen.G side. Damage has been done to Vinny and Henny already as well, so potential working in this CT round.
A good start. They need to make sure, though, that they're at least holding on to this man advantage. Someone's been able to find another opportunity. Wide swing coming out from Vinny. The P90 may have seen him, but Vinny certainly didn't see 60.
Is ready for Vinny to take an over aggressive face and try push in towards the site, but Fury haven't committed anyway just right now, and Vinny might not even want to push forward because he's the only player that has bomb control. Not on his back, it's out to the lobby entrance. Small lean in towards the outside position. K-Sarate gets Kusta, and Vinny waits patiently for 60. He loses that fight, and that takes a lot of control out of the hands of Fury. I have a feeling this round may already be done.
Yeah, look, you've got to think for Furia, there's an opportunity to just save onto these AKs. I mean, they've got a lot of money, but at the same time, some of their teammates don't. And 20 seconds left on the clock, and you even felt there that for 60, he shouldn't have really been able to win out any of those fights. Yuri now with the bomb, potential of maybe going in for the vent dive. The time is incredibly low. Bentet is going to be able to deal the damage dealer. Get an 8th round up for Gen.G. Now for Furia, they will have enough money to go for the reinvestment, considering that Yuri and Caserado just have a massive amount of money. Henry as well, if he wants to go for an AWP. And the third tactical used from Furia, it seems like, Jay, every time they lose a round or they've made an individual mistake and they want to try and clean it up, that's when they go for their tactical pause.
It's doing wonders for them at this stage. I mean, they're having a great old time for it because they are 14-8 up. Potentially on for a 15-8 because they have a buyback here and can reset Gen.G back to force buy status, and then from there they'll just have easy control. AWPs in, AKs out, 2 M4s for 60 and Kusta. At least a 2 AK save for the CT cap should give him a little bit more of a money boost, but still, the overall float line is very, very low here. AWPs out, AKs in for the Furia side. Standard buyout with a limited amount of utility set in for them, so let's see whether that affects things to the favor of Gen.G. For now, it's Molotovs and nades coming in. Art, smoke ready, burst through, spray through from Kusta, and Art still going for the vent dive area. He managed to make it work, sells them on the idea of this. Actually, the rest of the T's follow. They're going straight into the B site.
Rotations come in really quickly. Som has been pushed up so aggressively, backed up with his teammate of the AWP from Automatic to at least try and sell a bit of a bait, a bit of a distraction. For the most part, Som, they have no idea he's here. If now a 5-on-3, Furia might just try and go back to the A block.
Oh!
They commit towards low. The Som jumps down to find even more. He gets a 3K, and for the look outside of Yuri, he has got absolutely nothing he can do. The rotations came down to lower so quickly.
Som decimating everybody. Yuri in a 1-on-5. He's found at least one kill towards the upstairs outside area, but there's just no way in for him. The balls on Som to go for that. The patience, of course, working wonders for him, but then to drop off the rafters and still get 2 kills after the fact.
Yeah.
Not many CTs can go for that and make it work. And bomb on the CT control. This is going to be a 9th for Gen.G. Yuri's got to save his weapon because that's the only choice he has in the matter. Either that or go for a weird sort of half-buy for Furia. He's got some cash available, so he can reinvest into his utility, and he's taken no damage, so the Kevlar does not need to get brought down into. It does mean extra AKs for the Gen.G side. Kusta might consider rotating downstairs to grab that. He's already in the ramp room position, so... What a round. What a round from Som to get Gen.G into this position now. And it's about more than just bringing back the comeback here. It's about survival here on their own map pick. You know, Furia get into this position from their strong CT side, their great start on T. And now payback may be in tow for Gen.G.
Well, you just got to think there for Furia. Like, when you go for a vent dive incredibly quickly on the T side of Nuke, you pretty much assume that there's only going to be one player towards that lower bomb site, and that's the rotator out from ramp. But Gen.G were actually playing a double ramp setup that round, so it allowed Automatic to just be posted with that AWP and push Som forwards. I mean, the fact that he just gets that aggressive, looking for so much, is just such a great individual play. But for Furia, it's one of those sort of situations that you just don't expect there to be 2 players towards lower. And for Gen.G, finally going to be able to get a bit of a grasp on the economy game. The double spam coming out from the Deagle. 60's on 2 HP.
Need to respond to Caserado and Vinny though, and Art goes to 0 as Som gets 2 more picks to add to his 3K from the last round. AWP of Automatic ready for Vinny next up, taking some damage as I think they caught a shoulder of him. 4-on-3, they gain access to B site, this time a lot less resistance from the Gen.G camp, but Bentet is still close, and Henny will look for the Deagle down, gets taken out. They do wrap around against him, and they do get the frag back, but for their best round here, Fury would love to get a bomb plant and a money bonus. I say that, and Vinny's hunting for more kills. 2 to his name, a 2-on-2 scenario. Smoke down, Kusta slow facing, the AK sees the head, takes that fight and loses it, and now Yuri wrapping all the way back to the A plant.
Massive damage so far, but you've got to think for Gen.G, they've rotated both players towards that lower bomb site. You can see Automatic coming back up through the vents. He's been seen by Yuri, but now the fact of the wraparound to heaven has been seen, has been heard. And now it's all down to mind games from Yuri. He can go back down towards Secret to that lower bomb site. He can get an entrance out through main. And for Gen.G, it's all about at least maybe peeking on each other's contact and just working together. They can't allow individual fights to come through.
Fury. Glock out. Has a line to plant inwards here. Double doors is also opened up here. Again, to get a bomb plant out of this, get some extra money. Just got to plant away from the squeak door, and that to me is a big mistake. Kusta will land the frag easy as chips, and that's 10 to the Gen.G camp. 4 away now against Furia's lead. And the money doesn't indicate a buy. I mean, it does to a certain extent, but it's not 100% there, and you're going to see that in the utility basis. It's still a decent amount, but most players limited by a factor of 3. Henny limited by a factor of 2. You're the only player with a full set and no AWP.
I think the big thing is they've only got a single Molotov. Like, that bomb plant would have allowed Yuri to drop an AWP over to Henny. So the fact that yeah, they do damage, but they don't get a bomb plant does limit the economy basis in the sense of no AWP and limited utility. At Gen.G, though, it feels like you can almost get that sense that they're starting to come into their own now, Jay. 3 rounds in a row from them. Furia are taking some control towards this upper bomb site by the looks of things. A lot of utility and a straight spam from Vinny to find the opener.
And for our AWP in, Art gets a second kill for 6C's part. Automatic swings out, gets that player down the side wall of the bomb site. Blind sprays from the AK at the CT side. A Scum goes down next. Automatic desperate for a kill, but he can't find anything. Blind fire from Kusta will make its way through the smoke, but not connect to anybody here. A 1-on-4 for him. Plant now coming down, and well, sure, there should be no chance against these rush fast plays in from Furia, and it's worked wonders for them.
And you know what's been the biggest struggle for Gen.G, Jay, is the fact that they haven't been able to really ever find a streak. We've seen the biggest amount of rounds they've been able to find is 3 in a row. And we saw that both in the first half, and now 3 in a row now ends to not find that 4th. But for Gen.G, it's been a lot of single individual rounds over the course of this opening map. And at that round right there, we even saw the fact that Art was able to get out from Squeaky, another slow walk, a dry walk to that upper bomb site while the Hut players run distractions. Gen.G did a very similar round on their T side, but this time around just getting completely caught off guard. And even the Force, yeah, they get an AWP out, but it's going to be a glass cannon. It's actually 2 AWPs for this CT side.
Very heavy investment. I mean, they're going to have to force up anyway, but surprised they didn't spread it across automatic weapons. This was going to be fast plays out from Art and Case Serato here. Mag 7 for Kusta. Is he going to find anything? They're boosted up, and little do they know about this. He's going to drop through the vent, see nothing. Did they hear it amidst all the chaos? Well, 6 is going to go down. Art sprays through, does catch Kusta in the end, so a 5-on-3 scenario for Martin Vintet next to face Henny, next to drop him. And automatic and Son with a double orb retake here. They're completely unscathed here on the CT camp. They will get Case Serato at least, but bomb plant can be secured. Nades up to try driving them away from the main position, but Som in heaven is going to be their challenger. Sees the player up hot, gets the flick back, but doesn't connect to Yuri, so now it's all automatic. 1-on-4 scenario for him, and this game is basically over. Furia looking to take map 1 at 16-10.
Yeah, automatic 1-on-4. And he's just running out of time, running out of options here. Furia looking like they're going to take their opposition's map pick of Nuke J. And for the last 3 series in a row now, Furia have been able to take over the likes of Gen.G. 2 best-of-3s now in a row that have gone 2-0s. The fact that they've already taken Nuke shows some very good signs going into their map pick of Inferno.
Brilliant stuff, honestly, from Furia. They look dominant from the word go. Like, their CT half was obviously fantastic, and then from there, their T-side start basically turned them over the edge. And they will take map 1 of the best-of-3. Again, the map pick of Gen.G in this one. They decided to go to Nuke, and they're going to concede it overall. And looking on further into the rest of this series, we could be on for another 2-0. This would be their 3rd 2-0 in a row for Furia if they can win map 2. It's Inferno coming up after this. It is the Brazilian pick, so do not go anywhere. We decide whether they stay undefeated after this.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Yourself, You thought that I was blind, but to be honest I don't mind, cause I don't feel the same way I used to do. Every time I see you, I know the truth, cause baby, every fucking time you've played me, you should know that I don't give a single fuck about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, I took notes. I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you ran away. I've been living in the shadows for a while. Demons calling me from the afterlife. Dark doesn't faze me anymore. I can see my tears into gold. Yeah, yeah. I don't care, no, I don't care. Yeah, yeah. I don't care, I said, cause baby, every fucking time you've played me, you should know that I don't give a single fuck about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, I took notes. I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you ran. I know people come and go away. Sun is low, that's my time to shine again. Cause baby, every fucking time you play me, you should know that I don't.
What you finna There's no defense, I'll buy it if I want it. I'm going supersonic, come on back for it. Alright, okay. Running out of luck, too much in my cup. Nishi run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. Shawty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. My team pop.
Who really got the block, Sipping to rock in a cop car, They say they wanna party with us, 12 asking how much be that boofy, it's a la, My feature price bigger than your bank account. You talk about it, but don't show us that about. These boys only flexing with that allowance. We swimming in the shower. I'm only f***ing you if your toes cute. Brown skin, goddamn, that's my soul food. I'm winning for the record, check your memo, bro. Generation of destruction, you'll remember us. LSD used to do promethazine. I'm only THC, NSC is my new lean. We no longer up next, on top. Lay your girl when she counting my checks.
There's no defense, I'll buy it if I want it. I'm going supersonic, come on back for it. Alright, okay. Running out of luck, too much in my cup. Nishi run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. Shawty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. My team pop.
was in the field, realized I could make it. Sacrificed all my time towards greatness. Been alone in the dark, isolated. And my dreaming isn't real, what separates me. I never know, it's coming my way, yeah. Cold out of stone, stay out of my lane, yeah. Leave me alone, this is my moment. Finally found what lights up my fire. When I'm taking it home, I'm stepping it up to another level. Time moving faster than ever before. They don't really know about honesty, but they don't really grow. Honestly, I cannot be stuck constantly. Consciously is a part of me. And I never know what's coming my way. Yeah, cold out of stone, stay out of my lane. Yeah, leave me alone. This is my moment. Finally found what lights up my fire. Yeah. Black sheep. I don't even write no more, man.
Tell him, yo,
God.
Can't you come over?
On my contra shit commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. Think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Niggas get substituted. Nigga, you're not recruited. Cause you're too damn scared to use it. The truth is, you're useless. What? I'm ruthless. I've proved this. Keep capping, I'ma leave you toothless. What? You're so dumb to choose this. Ain't going outside, I make it work. I'm in my bag, that's every purse on my back. Is that your girl? She got an ass, she make it twerk. And why you mad? I got here first. You say you rap, you got a verse. I say the swag, you probably hurt. Back to the lab, you gotta search. On my contra shit commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. Think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Why are these boys so stupid? Counting me up, now I'm counting my money. I'm probably gon' cop me a new wrist. Y'all gon' think I'm a nuisance. New sound, know me, who this? Yeah, bitch, I made some improvements. Me and the gang been bowling. Your shawty gon' think we're the coolest. LSA say we got clips. We bout to make it a movie. I make a hit I can't miss. Damn, the charts might sue me. The way I be stacking my chips, stack it up. Probably the bank gon' sue me. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid, cause your mans can't fool me.
On my contra shit commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm
gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. No, think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Yeah. Ay, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. I ball too hard, ayy. What? I ball too hard, ayy.
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League, into our second map between Gen.G and Furia. If you're just joining us, Furia took map 1, Gen.G's pick of Nuke. And it was, well, I mean, they didn't get to double digits. Sorry, they just about got to double digits on the Gen.G side, 16-10 overall. And Furia looking to take another 3-0 above their opposition today, Dweg. A reminder to you all that the last 2 series that Furia played against Gen.G, and it has worked out to 2-0s every single time. So the last time that these guys won a series against the Furia side was about 4 months ago, Dweg. And with the recent roster changes and everything, sort of questioning whether Gen.G can still do it, I'm not sure whether or not this will be a chance to turn the situation around.
Yeah, look, it's when I look at the result on Nuke and I looked at how Gen.G played, I was actually pretty impressed from them. You've got to realize the fact they're playing without an in-game leader. So Gen.G have got to make a decision as an organization. Do they want an individual that's on the starting lineup to transition into an in-game leader? You know, Automatics the AWP, maybe he can pick it up. You know, Kusta maybe. I think Bentet, he was calling on Tai Lu for a little bit. So there's an opportunity that he can start doing a little bit of calling. So look, they've got to make a decision on what they do here. But the fact that they're playing with a stand-in, they don't have a dedicated in-game leader, and they've lost both last 2 series as a best of 3s as O2s. It's a tough one for Gen.G. So the fact that they've already put up a pretty decent result on Nuke, they got to 10 rounds, I think it's been some pretty decent Counter-Strike from them, Jay. But the fact of a potential of them winning Inferno, I just can't see it being a possibility.
I want to give him a little bit of credence. I'm not 100% like sold on it. I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt though, just because I feel like Gen.G can do quite well in this one. But I wouldn't be surprised that they lost right here. You know, I just kind of do that because it's Gen.G and because I like them. To be honest, it's not really based on anything sort of analysis basis. But you know, I believe this team can do good things. But not to be on this one here. Potentially could be looking at a 2-0, as you mentioned, for Furia. I'm going to give Gen.G at least a credit of double digits here on this one, but it's going to be a tough slog to get back into this series for them as the pistol round for Furia starts on T side. Already Art and Vinny combining for the first kill. Automatic, 2 good headshots back to return, though. Looking for the next player out towards the woodstack corner. K-Serato will trade back to evens on a 3-on-3.
I tell you what, the A-bomb players haven't rotated at all, but they now might have a bit of movement now with the fact that the bomb has gone down. There's an opportunity to pick it up because the player towards the B bomb site has pushed very, very deep, and that's Kusta with the kit and the smoke. So for Gen.G, the contacts out towards the top of Banana have actually worked out fantastically for them. They've got a man advantage.
Bomb out towards this Banana position. They've only got Kusta standing at the back of the B site. 2 on A, standing by is 60 and Bentet. Kusta got a lot of work to do with the kit in play and everything, so if they are going to go for a retake here, at least they'll have it on the site itself, but if he gets overwhelmed, it'll be tough for Bentet and 60 to really make it happen. They're going to have to get right back to that back line. Smokes on towards stairs, Molotov back over to the Coffin's position, and Henny makes his way in, looking for 6C first out the CT spawn. They'll tap the bomb 1C. Kusta, 6C gets that kill though. Oh, Yuri continues the taps, and now plants down 1-on-1.
Bentet, slow rotation coming into the A bomb site, and they'll realize the fact that he was the A player. Yuri can focus his attention out towards CT and Banana, and now we're seeing Bentet. It's all the mind games now. Does the peek come out from Yuri, trying to work behind the edge of this smoke? For Bentet, you can see that kit towards Nubox. Needs to pick it up and get straight back onto that bomb if he wants to really have a chance of this round. Yuri trying to play around the edge of the smoke, and Bentet is going to be able to win out the 1-on-1, pick up that kit, and get the defuse going forward. Furia bring that back. They get a bomb plan, but in the end, a massive 1-on-1 to come out from Bentet.
Good stuff at least, though. Clutch potential was right there for the Furia player, and imagine if he was able to make it happen in an absolutely ridiculous way to get themselves back into control of this one. Pistol round going away to CT side. Bomb plant for Furia. Obviously, we'll see the buyback come through from these guys that did the same thing over on Nuke. Here on Inferno, Gen.G face the full-blown firepower of a T-side cap. The AK set Deagles in the Vinny and K-Serato. That's up a little bit. For the moment, it's just passive control.
And see a little bit of Apps presence coming out from Yuri. With 3 AKs to deal with on the force buy, and Art's the one with all the utility. A brackets control coming in, and it's so easy for the map control from Furia because Gen.G is so deep into the sides. They've even got a bit of a rotator from Automatic playing deep in towards sort of the CT spawn around this arch position. And Furia, you've got to think for here, there's a potential of maybe a split into B if they want to try and take this CT control, Jay.
Automatic, spray through 2K, found on both Yuri and Art. K-Serato trades back with the Deagle. SMG still standing out towards that edge of the A site. A 2-for-1 trade does favour the Gen.G camp. 45 seconds for Fury to recover. They're just continuing to put bullets down on towards this Coffin's position. And Som is there to receive some of that damage, but nothing kill-worthy, nothing major at this stage, at this moment in time. Smokes go back to block them off as the T's rotate back into the A play. They've got the bomb on the back of Vinny with this Deagle set. K-Serato, quick dome to the head of the first man. Henny does get traded. Vintet turns around though, tries to 180 back towards the next player, but unfortunately, he will lose his fight to K-Serato and Vinny combining in from both sides. 2-on-2, retake up.
Another retake to come in from Gen.G. Both players coming in from the same angle as the B players to come out and towards short. They are not wasting any time whatsoever, Jay. They've made a lot of noise. Molotov towards the pit. That's not going to force anyone out into the open.
K-Serato gets Som in order 6C, full ace for the man. As Furia return to Gen.G once again. They win those kind of rounds, and they absolutely won it right there, like they did over on Nuke and everything. And Gen.G's money knocked back for a peg. They did go for a force buy last time around, and they're just kind of justify it here. It's double eco positions for the CT camp. And yeah, Deagles in P250 for 6C. Quite a bit of amount of utility here, so they can suppress and try and defend against it, but not much by comparison to the T side.
And we've seen it a little bit in Tier 2 EU, Jay. The PP Bison is coming out for Art over on the T side. A massive round from K-Serato in the last to be able to find an ace. So many bait and switch setups with his teammates. For Gen.G, looks like they want to try and fight out towards mid. A little bit of damage from Automatic, but Som, he's still undetected.
I love the idea that Fury just pulling out random SMGs that you never see in pro play. The last map it was the P90, this time it's the PP Bison. Does give me flashbacks to early Vitality though, when they were messing around with this gun. Molotov's in, flashes over, Deagle set towards the corner, Som ready and waiting against Art next up. Spam, does get Art, looking for Vinny next, okay. Doesn't get the third man. If he did do that, then that would have been a very fantastic hold from the bracket position, but a 3-on-3 scenario. So trades go back for the Furious side. 2 CT still left to the A site, and with the bomb not committing, Fury can back up and rotate to the other side.
Well, you got to think for 60, he was going to rotate and have a gamble stack towards that A bomb site, and he may take the price for it now because that B bomb site's completely opened up. They don't check out towards CT. They don't have a smoke for it, and now it's a man advantage for the CT side, and he's just going to be able to pick up that bomb. Smoke down towards CT. The rotation from Ben10. Oh, he drops the bomb, Jay. And now for Henny, he has to re-pick up that bomb, deal with Ben10, and now he knows that there's another player of Kusta that was in the back lines.
The Bison bought in, bites them in the arse for Furia. Bentet will close it out with a frag as he gets his 2K, one on the AK, one on the SMG, and Gen.G respond in kind back to Furia. They can keep getting rounds like that, then it's going to be a much more competitive game than the last map. The early game was very competitive from Gen.G, admittedly over on Nuke, so here on Inferno, opportunity presenting itself here for the CT side, but set in against this Furia camp. They've got the SMGs for Automatic and Som. 2 AKs brought back by Art and K-Serato. You would expect a Brazilian force plan. That's exactly what we're going to be seeing here. Spread out in towards mid and second. Molotovs and smokes down the standard towards the banana control. And Furia's not going to challenge it whatsoever. Fast plays into brackets control.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of brackets control pretty easily for the most part on this T side, but Gen.G this time around going for something a little bit more aggressive towards Banana. 3 players being here, they can rotate 60 back towards that M site, or the A bomb site with the M4. And crossfire being set between Som and Automatic. You've got to think for Furia, they might even try and retake this Banana control. They've got a single lurked out towards Henny of that bottom mid position. 3 players committing up through brackets. 60's going to have a lot of a challenge here.
Art drops him, and the challenge gets quickly dealt with. Incendiary smokes coming back. The CTs have pushed up towards Banana, actually, and with this utility resistance thrown up from the Gen.G side, Furia could get followed into the crossfire. The SMG set to this position, so if they go down, there won't be much in terms of the defensive anyway. AK of Kusta gets Art. K-Serato gets that one frag. 2 lined up for Automatic, but K-Serato still fragged at a 2K. And Bentet and Kusta don't even want to go for this. They're going to pick up some utility. Maybe slow peeking to get an exit frag, but this is an impossible retake to make happen.
Yeah, the timing on that was just so unfortunate for Gen.G. Just before the Ts were going to make their way in, we saw the first player start to swing out, and from there, the crossfire just gets absolutely obliterated apart from K-Serato. He's really stepping up in terms of these entries on the T side. Gen.G have got Bentet and Kusta left with the 2 AKs, but the best bet's probably to save and force up into the buy into the next round. Now, Jay, one thing I mentioned off air in that break was, you know, we see a lot of force buys, especially in sort of like the tier 2 European scene. And I sort of said we didn't really see any from Nuke. We saw that one round of like the USPs and that Mag 7 victory. Outside of that, we haven't seen any force buy victories. Now we've seen 3 in a row between these 2 sides.
Oh, SMG of Henny hunting for Kusta. He'll just get away alive. Back behind the fountain. It's a 2-all scoreline. Very competitive in the early game. I'm loving this. The Eagles, 5.7s, and AK set for the likes of Kusta. Furia saving 1 M4 with the Bison coming back here for Art.
It's back
if
again.
Gen.G can use this to punish them in another round, then at that point, Furia are just making basic mistakes. But I'll allow it for now. Furia playing out towards the banana position. There is no resistance from the CTs. They've got Molotovs and nades coming back here for the Gen.G camp, and they will still force forward here for Furia. Som caught out with his pistol. The taps up from 60's pistol of his own right. Smokes down, Incendiary trying to block him up with 2 players face together, and now Som is all that remains here against Art. He'll get that kill. K-Serato with 2, and K-Serato is getting every single kill in this one.
Yeah, he's just like fragging out. Absolutely madman. He's just finding everything, literally everything on the server. 11 kills and just 2 deaths, and we're 5 rounds deep. And Furia, one thing they've certainly impressed me the most, Jay, in their run so far in Pro League is the fact that they've won 4 best-of-3s in a row. They've dropped a single map, but not only with that stat line is that we've seen how effective their T side have been on Inferno. We saw against Cloud9, they put 9 rounds up on T side. We saw against Triumph, 13 rounds on the T side. And we even saw against EG a couple of days ago, 10 rounds up on the T side. So the fact of already, finally, we're sort of getting out of this force buy, going back and forward. It means Gen.G's going to have to be on an eco. This is really the chance where we can see Furia start to put some hurt on and really start to build up a bit of a lead.
Good deal for Bintet takes away one of those AKs. If Art can get here, swap out the Bison, they keep all the main firepower in check, and they know it. They know he's here towards T-Kitchen. And Art checks the corner, gets the frag, gets the AK as well. So maximum value gain from that SMG. And Furia with the lead now against the Gen.G side. Should be looking at an eco, as you mentioned. So a chance for Furia to start building up the rounds. A Zoo Sport for some. And that is the extent of the entire buy. They're not looking for much here.
No, not really. You've got to think 1 kill at most is probably pretty successful. And seeing if they can at least keep the economy line relatively low. They don't know if they're up against another MAC-10 or a PP Bison or a P90, so they won't know about maybe farming up the economy for the T side and see the Zeus from Som trying to play up close and personal towards the broken ball. But for Furia, I mean, they've already got a player out towards long. The Zeus doesn't find anything, and the pistols, well, they find a couple of kills, Jay.
Not much to do damage to the Furious side, though. Only 2 players falling. With the money being where it is for the Ts, it's not going to be too much of a worry for them. Grab the AWPs if they so desire. AKs for Art and Keserato. What's the call here? Is it just AKs across that board? I think it might be. What's Art been dropped? If he's even been dropped anything. I mean, he hasn't bought any utility, so he could be up for another rifle. Does get the AWP. Okay, so full utility sets in for everyone. Keserato opts not to get that 4th piece of utility. He could have the money for it, though. The buyback from Gen.G looks weak comparatively either way. From Mars out for Kusta. Not going to be the main firepower here for the CT camp. Got 2 players peeking in towards the broken wall. Boost up top of the broken wall instead. And Som will get taken out by Keserato first.
If I'm Gen.G and I'm Elmer Party, I'm thinking, right, we need to shut down Keserato before he starts exploding. The fact that he's already got 12 kills and he's just finding entries every single round, Gen.G need to get a grasp on the situation. They need to be able to put more presence out towards taking map control away. We've seen a constant threat towards Banana where Furia are taking control and finding opening man advantages, Jay. And you spoke about the weakness in terms of the buys. They've baited out so much utility now from the City side.
T's down towards Banana. They've only got Kusta. M4 set towards that cross position. Art with the AWP is behind that smoke and can't really do much from here until it clears. Don't have any more smokes they can put down at this position. All that Kusta can do is put his incendiary and hold off with the M4. Wall needs some support from his teammates on rotate. Molotov's coming as the execution goes down. He puts his incendiary to stop them. If he sees Vinny, he sees the bomb. 60 challenging towards mid. Yuri and Keserato mop up 2 as they still have the brackets control and the teams just wrap around as they realize that A site have pushed trial forward. They've got a free bomb plant.
Automatic, though, has heard the footsteps of Yuri. He knows he's going to be close towards that library position, but it comes off the fact that he wants to try and swing into the angle. He tries it, but Yuri still wins it out. Now for Kusta, the lone defender at the B bomb side, he's just got to save. Hold on to this M4, bring it into the next round. It's going to be a followed-up eco by Gen.G. And for Furia, it looked like they wanted to commit to B, but we saw some really far and deep aggression out towards mid. And as soon as that happens, Furia go, right, we've taken down 2 defenders from A that wrapped in to get aggressive. Let's just bring the bomb towards the A bomb side.
A simple call as well with the information being gained by, I believe that was Yuri up the brackets position. Might not be the top fragger. I mean, I'm not 100% certain of that myself at the moment, but either way, he's definitely being an impact player for the Furia camp. They'll go hunting for this last M4 here. They've got an idea where Kusta is. Keserato gets his 3K. He's had so many multi-frag rounds in this matchup. 14 kills in just 7 rounds. Vinny doesn't need to frag if Keserato's doing all this. Like, they are outpacing the CTs by a country mile.
Yeah, look, I said it just last round. They need to deal with Keserato. They can't continuously let him find the amount of impact that he is. Gen.G need to get off to a good start. And I think one thing they really struggled with, Jay, on Nuke is getting off to that slow start. We only saw them putting 6 rounds up on that T side to start. We can't let that happen again going into Inferno.
Half buy for Gen.G for the moment. AK sprayed, nades up from Art, might do some damage to Som, and automatic indeed it does. Incendiaries up for the nades, it's all coming through to do the damage. I mean, it's not too much of a worry for them because they have just got such little in terms of the actual buy. basically an eco, so seeing this just come through is standard stuff for the Furia camp. Gen.G shouldn't sweat this one. A minute to go here. They are going to make their way into brackets and look towards the A play.
Kusta, a bit of a one-and-done position out through the balcony. Needs to try and deal with the long players, and unfortunately can't find anything. At least the last one left towards the A bomb site. Another easy cleanup round coming out from Furia J, and this is now going to be 5 in a row from them. They're starting to look really, really comfortable, and some of the rounds have been close, some of them not so much. Serato, when is he going to stop, Jay? Like, when is the panic button going to come through of just stop killing?
It's a panic button for Gen.G more than anything else. I think this might just be it here. Tactical timeout for the CT side. Point 1 on the agenda, how do we deal with Serato? Because he has been the guy that has been in that kill feed 24/7.
Yeah.
It is like he's got a kill at least every single round, I'm pretty sure of. You know, maybe with the exception of the pistol round, I think he went down early in that one, but he's basically just been the star player throughout this entire map up so far for Furia. Just out-fragging everybody, like it's just it's such an insane number to see for them, you know?
Well, I'm just trying to do the math, and Gen.G have got a total of 19 kills, and Serado's got 17. Like, that's how close the numbers are between a whole team of 5 and 1 from Furia.
Wow. And I mean, it's stuff like this is the reason why they're undefeated here in the North American Pro League. Like,
yeah.
It just comes to a point where you stop getting surprised by it. Nades up, smokes down. Serato boosted up, has been burns to Yuri. Well, it does burn Yuri, I should say. Yuri gets the kill on the AK first, though, so nice start from the CT camp, but return to a 4-on-4, so no one gains the advantage here, with the exception of a slight amount of HP above for the CT side.
At least they've got the AWP out, though, for Gen.G, trying to change some things up, flash themselves in towards Banana. They don't know about Art. I'm not sure if they would have seen a gun barrel there, but with Som starting to rotate in towards CT, it means that no one's in the site itself. You can see Sixy back towards Coffins, and as soon as the utility comes down, he's going to be pressed out of the site itself, but at least an opportunity is found towards the A bomb side, and now a couple of man advantages go the way of the CT side.
Serato seen by Som as they do cross back here. Furia in a 2-on-4 disadvantage. Bomb yet to cross. They need a smoke to put down at that position. They have got one for Henny, but he's going to drive in for the AWP. Look for the kill on Som, but now the second type phase has got to be a smoke down. Could rotate to the A site if they wanted to, but 45 seconds, it'll be a last-second plant, and they've got to try and deal with the likes of Kusta. Re-smoke does come in, going to continue to send him on this play. Is there a gap in that smoke? I think there may be one. Push forward coming in from Sob regardless, as Sixy's not going to get spotted. Serato in the backlines now checks out the dark position, and Henny takes his firefight. Goes for the plant now, fakes it once on the Coffins area, desperately trying to force out a kill or two from the Gen.G side. Sees one, gets that kill on Sixy. Trade potential, not going to get landed here, but they have suppressed him away from the plant position here.
He needs to try and get that bomb out somehow, and it's a flashbang that's going to allow Henny to cross. They're running out of time, Jay. They need to try and get this bomb plant in, and it's got to be Serato to try and defend. Faked out twice, a third time now coming out from Henny, and Serato, they just get swung on. They fake it a few times there, and they tried to draw out the CTs. That's exactly what they did, but the crossfire is being set. A great retake, at least into B, and it came off the basis that Kusta was not slow to the rotations. He was very hot on their heels, rotating from A in towards the bottom of Banana to help them out.
That's 6 attempts or so, you know, like 6 or 7 attempts trying to bait out a CT to peek and get a kill back for the Furious side. But for me, the best way to go about that is just cross, plant the bomb, cover off the Coffins area, try reposition if you can do so for the T side. Just cover it off in the first area and then just, you know, try and go off the back of that, you know. That will force the CTs forward, that will force the pressure on them, that will force mistakes. Whereas they knew that they could have played passive and waited for you. At that point, the swing on the right moment, and disaster round there from the T side. It's a third back for Gen.G at least, so will they be able to follow suit and convert a second round? I mean, they've got a number of rounds they've got to convert against right here, because Furia's economy is so well built that they can rebuy back here in the following round. So a must-need victory for Gen.G, and they need to get it confident as well.
Yeah, Furia, these last couple of rounds, Jay, they've really started to slow it down a little bit. We saw in the early game of Inferno, they started taking a lot of apps presence out towards brackets really easily, pushing Gen.G really deep into the sides. But last couple of rounds, they've really started to slow it down. They have really no information at both B or A. They're just stacking themselves up, looking like they're just going to go for a straight execution.
Molotov's down, flashes, nades, smokes, all the works coming out from the Furia side. They do get Som in the back line, 60 waiting back towards the new box, expecting more players to come through. Sees them both towards Grill, takes that one. FaZe gets Henny to drop the bomb as well. 30 seconds, the time is very, very low, but will trade it to a 3-on-3. They've got to get back on that boost, get the bomb plant now. They're dead out of time here, Furia, and they need one of the players on the site directly. Yuri's going to give up the tree control, and as Kusta catches Art instead, they do drop the bomb for a second time. Vinny trades it, looks for Kusta next up, face in with the M4. Vinny looking for that kill, does connect it. Bintet in a one-on-one as he gets that trade. 10 seconds, he's low HP. Yuri's got to get the bomb plant in. Bintet's not going to rush this, and Yuri needs one good shot to connect. He takes damage though, but the Glock is out, and this would be enough to win the round for him. Bintet still pushing into the stairs area. Yuri slowly wrapping around towards construction. Going to get checked now by the M4. AK forcing the reload. Bintet's going to stick this. He's covered off. His head's down. Yuri just gets the kill just in time for the Furious 7th.
Oh, and it's the same sort of situation that we saw from them on Nuke, Jay, is that as soon as they win a couple of good rounds, as soon as it feels like Gen.G are coming back into it, they lose one and then breaks their economy. Around $4,000. They don't really have enough for an investment here. Half buy at most. Furia, you've got to think as soon as that bomb gets dropped from Kusta that they're in just such massive disadvantages. Vinny had to make a massive survival play. He got so aggressive out through CT, got a couple of kills, and Bentek can't win out the 1 versus 1. 7-3 on the scoreboard. And Furia, that's a great response.
Massive, absolutely massive. Half by Eco coming in, the upgrade pistols to the Gen.G side, looking to try to get some kills on the board. They have been able to do some decent damage here. 3-on-2, 2-on-2 comes back as Vinny hails the trades together. And now Bintet and Kusta, the last 2 players left alive. 2-on-2, Bintet towards Yuri's position with the AK set. Edge up here. Spray against him. Can drive Bintet away, but will not be able to get the kills. A minute to the clock here, and well, Gen.G are just sort of playing against it at the moment. They can't really do much.
That's an easy kill. And from here, you've got to think Bintet. A 1-on-2. Like, for an Eco, Jay, you've got to think the positive here. They're able to do a lot of damage, and it really came off the early challenges towards the top of Banana, but and for Gen.G, it's all about the rifle rounds. That's really where they've got to focus in. If they can get away with maybe one more kill, then they can at least try and limit the economy. But it's just so built on this T side. That's the big problem.
As I mentioned in the pre-round, you know, the main issue obviously is the fact that they've got to get a confident round in the in the actual you know, rifles. Then they've got to follow suit and get a few more ones after the fact to try and break the Furia economy. And now exactly. Gen.G doing a mass amount of damage. Tactical pause coming in for this second CT side. The rifle's coming out right here, so there's the best chance to take it, but they need to actually convert it into some decency. They've lost a half against Furia. If they can bring it back to 8-7, it's still not impossible.
No, it absolutely isn't. And I think another tactical pause, have a chat with their coach, Elmer Putty, who sort of came to a bit of fame with his YouTube channel, YouTube videos, analytical videos that ended up getting him an assistant coach position over at Cloud9, and then they brought him over when they signed the core players over to Gen.G. And they had WP up for automatic, and you've just got to think that you look at this squad and you look at this position, you've got to think, right, who's going to be the player to step up? Because when you've got Quesarado on the T side doing as much as he is, there needs to be a counterpart. There needs to be someone on the Gen.G side that's really stepping up. And I'm probably looking at Bentet with the rifle. I know that he can go absolutely massive when needed, and this is really a position where they need him.
Sprays through back and forth. Damage done to Som early on by the Furia camp. Bullets flying all over the place, but only so many connecting to the man. Molotov's in to drive the T-side players away. Doesn't get any kills at the moment. No man advantage going either side, although Furia are close to landing it on Som for the moment. And for them, that should be enough. You know, they've won rounds from worse positions. against this team in the past. So Art peeking, gets Kusta, Som trades it, he's fully blind, back behind the sandbag position, the Molotov will fly right past him, so we can still sit in this position. Flashbanging from his teammate, drops the bomb on Henny. May line up a couple more kills, but only gets away with his triple. 3 on 2 though, Gen.G bought a chance now, Smokes have to stall the hit, but they're still going to push around the corner. Got 60 to deal with, M4 seeing for Yuri, spray through, the AK wins that fight, looks for his second and gets it as well. Yuri stands tall for Furia.
Oh, that's so frustrating because Som did so much on towards the site around that broken wall position. And now it's all done to Bentet to try and see if he can clutch once again. We've seen a couple of one-on-ones go his way in the first map, and this is the chance to really come alive now on Inferno. It'll have to be another eco for Gen.G if they can't win out this clutch. Bentet trying to cross forward, and he hasn't been seen from Vinny out towards the new box position. The molly perfectly placed. The smoke going down, there's a player behind him. That's a 9th round up for Furia. Gen.G, it seems like all they do, Jay, is eco, gun round. They struggle to get some consistency.
Causing some major issues for them over the course of the last map, and here in this next one, it's been the main issue that's disallowed them really to get themselves going on CT. How do you fight your way out of this? Another half buy for a 10th for the Furia side. I mean, realistically speaking, we could be seeing a 12-3 half coming in from Furia, and for Gen.G that doesn't bode well. Obviously, given the situation, it can kind of be justified and expected, but they really need to get a victory out here, and Henny's going to mop up 2 frags straight for the spoke. Summon automatic going down. Bentet fragging back on Yuri. Yuri doesn't get Kusta over on the A site play, but trades coming in over towards Banana, so 1 on 4 for Bentet. Looking for an ace clutch, and Vinny shuts him down.
Furia have certainly been one of these teams, right, where they haven't found instant success in the sense of their lineup, right? We saw what Henny got added towards the back end, I think September last year. They haven't made a roster move since, but it's been a very slow grind for this Brazilian team. And I tell you what, recently, I think 2020 has really been their year. They've been able to step up massively. You know, there was a lot of talks about, you know, maybe Caserado going over to like the MIBR squad, but then staying with Furia, sort of saying, look, we really believe in this project. And it's certainly showing the fact that these guys haven't made a roster move in an entire year. The results are really coming. We saw them at Cologne getting a 3rd or 4th place finish in the North American sector. They won DreamHack Open Summer, and they've gone undefeated so far in Pro League. So it's really showing, Jay, that the results are starting to come in this online era for Furia.
One tactical left for Gen.G. Furia haven't taken a single one here on T side. And man alive, they're going to change something big. M4 down from Som, straight up to the mid control. First time we've seen aggression like this from Gen.G. And if it works, it will get them a boost back into the game, but they need to find so much more after the fact. This is only going to be the first step on the mountain of that comeback here. And already Bentet's been tagged low in the apartments. Yuri's got an easy swing and kill. Straight on the headshot. Vinny there to support. Henny gets automatic as well. Som still waiting back here at the bench position. Kusta does find 1 frag, but holding out. They're hoping to bait the likes of the T-side players in. Swing out from Som. Does catch 1 player aggressing. 2 kills to his name. Caserado trades to a 2-on-2. But for Gen.G, this is so much better than previous rounds.
And Ed, you spoke about a potential change-up. Som so aggressive down from mid, and he timed it really perfectly. Didn't overextend too early. Waited out, waited for the footsteps to come in from Henny, and that's when he strikes for his action. 2 versus 2, though, unfortunately, even with a big play from Som, it hasn't granted them a man advantage. And Kusta, we've seen his AWPing abilities in the past. Good shot onto Vinny, and now he's got to deal with Caserado. 1-on-2. This is one of the first times now that Furia are left to clutch.
There's Caserado, the main man of this Furious side, delivering frag after frag, round after round. On for another 3K in this 1-on-2 scenario. Makes his way out from CT. He's got to deal with 6C, who's playing in construction. Seeing him now. He knows what's up. It's in the area to try to stop him from making his way past. He'll still push through it. 76 HP needs that headshot. Awkward spray, but comes up with the kill regardless. And now plants on coffins. Kusta making his way up from mid, and he's got the HP advantage. All he has to do is evade that headshot from the AK.
Kusta's got a molly. If he mollies out towards that dark position, that's probably going to kill Quesarado or at least force him out to the open. The thing is for Kusta, if he uses that utility, he gives away his element of surprise in the one-on-one. They know he's the A-bomb side player, but Quesarado doesn't know if he's coming from Banana or CT. Now he knows.
Smoke down on cross. Molotov dark. There it is. Oh, so close with the HP. But Kusta wins it out. An all-important round for Gen.G. And again, the first step on that ladder in the comeback. If they can get a 5th on this board, then the T side could still make magic, but obviously it's the last chance they'll get here in the first half.
I'll tell you what, utility was just absolutely fantastic there from Kusta. He smokes off CT, realizing the fact that Quesarado may have pushed forward in towards CT if he wants to try and catch him off, rotating in from Arch or Library. And then the molly just out from Dark. Yeah, he takes a hell of a lot of damage. But in the end, wins out a very, very important fight. Gets the 4th round on the board for Gen.G. But considering it went down into a one-on-one, Jay, it means that there's going to be 2 MP9s and a FAMA.
Look at this, straight push up from the CT camp. Kusta is trying to take his SMG in to get the kills, but only a 2-for-1 favor to the T side. Yuri's AK is going to turn around against Som next up. Aggressive down towards top mid. And he falls next, Bintet and Automatic. Last 2 players left. Another risky play with the lack of weapon advantage from the CT camp. Vinny in, Automatic takes him down, at least isolates one good 1v1, a dry face and a slow face from Vinny giving up his life. But now they need to play passive because Furia still have the advantage, and now a 2-man advantage. Henny's going to take up the tech case. Dealt with by Automatic, a 1-on-3 still left for him to clutch.
And they can just bring that bomb quickly to that A bomb site. They have still left Yuri very aggressive around the second mid position, and that's an 11th round up for Furia to win out the half. Jay, we're going to go to a short break. We'll be back after this in just a few.
Times, yeah. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you. I know it's in my head. Follow me around, okay, black face. Follow me around, okay, got too much up on my. Follow me around, okay, black face. Follow me around, okay, got too much up on my.
And in the first half, Furia dominated Gen.G, looking to do the same in the second. It's the CT side of their own map pick, and Gen.G are down a map in this series. It's go time, or it's no time for Gen.G right now. Out towards the banana, control for the pistol round, straight up with the rush utility coming in. Nades up from R could do a ton of damage. Oh! They all drop low. No kill found first, but Vinny's going to go and try and change that. 2 kills on the headshots against Kusta and Some. A 2-for-1 trade all in all. The T's are still very, very low on HP. 6C faces next and does trade back, but Bentek caught in the midst of the smoke as Henny gets him at 23. 3-on-3 now up for the retake of Furia, and 6C turns the man advantage back for Gen.G.
He's done well, and 2 kills with the Glock so far, smoke in hand, and he's opened up an opportunity now for Gen.G to come back into the action. A retake coming in out towards banana position. Yuri's going to be able to find automatic and into the 2 versus 2. They don't have a kit chase. They need to get onto this bomb, and Tech's going to pull a bit of a distraction away, and it's the stand-in to find 3 kills. 6 stepping up when it counts, and for the T side, they took a massive amount of damage. For the HGs, we saw Vinny popping off, but they were able to find a response back in, and it all came down to 6 getting aggressive.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from him, really the turning point in that round for Gen.G, because Furia basically had control. Like, Vinny got himself 2 kills and Nades up to do all the damage. They were still so low on HP by the time the post plant had come in. That should have been an easy retake there for the Furia camp, but with that those 3 kills coming in for 6C, making a world of difference for Gen.G and just saving the pistol round for them as well. Furia rebuy back, and now getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Nades back towards them. The nade on from Vinny, though. The shotgun's coming in here. Kusa takes that 1 frag and doubles up. Clears out the B bomb site for the most part. Henny caught in rotation. He will get here in time, but can't do much past the cross position. It's been smoked off.
And we saw Gen.G winning both pistols now going into the second map, Jay. They lost the anti-eco in the first half, but it looks like they've been able to do a bit of a better job now going into the T side and dealing with the top banana players really, really quickly. And from there, Furia just go, right, let's just save. Let's just bring these weapons over to the A bomb side. Give them the B control and give Gen.G a 6th round. A way back in to establish a bit of a comeback, Jay. And we even saw a nuke, right? The fact that they were down, what, 9-6 and didn't get off to a pretty good start into that second half. This is a bit of a turnaround now on Inferno.
6C hunting for these kills. Nades on, sees Yuri. Smoke down, will try and block him off, and 1 HP for the MAC-10. He goes down, so lost weapon, but only a MAC-10, so not a massive worry here for the T-side camp. Christopher, the MAC-10's in, knowing exactly where the CTs are suppressed from. They've at least spotted 2. In the end, opt to hold on to their head Kevlar. Probably a bit more valuable at this stage, and it's a respectable decision to make. Gen.G. An eco to deal with from Furia, so the MAC-10s can get more value out of the next round. So, Max 7 in for Yuri, though. A slightly heavier investment than what I was expecting in this one.
Buying down a fair bit, knowing the fact that this is only going to just be an eco round. They can upgrade slightly and get those rifles out into the following. And for Gen.G, they've got a couple of MAC-10s for them to work with to really start to farm up the money. And see if they can get a bit of a chokehold on the situation to bring back this deficit of 5 rounds. Early nade damage up to Banana, and for Furia, it seems like time and time again, Jay, at least in the few rounds that we've seen in this opening half, they've been able to do a lot of damage in terms of utility towards this position.
Ooh, Art! Paints Banana in blood. The blood of Som as he goes down to the Swag 7, continuing to hunt jump face for more. Edge of the smoke is going to evade the flames coming in from the T side. The Molotov's down. Doing damage to automatic next up. Art is desperate for another style kill. If he gets it, it would be fantastic, but just firing away, wasting ammo, and not getting much out of it. The first squad's gone the way of the CT side, though.
And he knows after a while, just continuous spamming, doesn't find another kill. He goes, right, let's go back, play a little bit more passive, and hold on to that man advantage. Now, for Gen.G, they don't really have a lot of map control, at least towards the A-bomb site. You've got a single player out through mid of Bentet, but no apps presence, nothing out towards brackets. This just looks to be a B commitment to come out for the Ts, but they've still got to deal with 2 players at this B bomb side. Unfortunately for Furia, no one's on a quick rotation, at least in a position out from Arch or Long to rotate into this B bomb site.
Automatic. Thinking Art sees him. Shotgun kill does not come through. Automatic can find the trade. Deagle and Vinny has got Kusta very low though. Easy frag to find, but forced to reload. Automatic will punish him. So for 3 versus 3, excuse me, I should say. Furia having their pistols making their way up. They've got to buy in the next round, so the best thing they can do is save the head Kevlar in case Serato if they decide to do it, but they've also got the chance to force the issue back, so let's see if they can make it happen. Okay, Serato leading the charge with the Mac 10. Of course, with the head Kevlar, that makes sense. Yuri, the 5-7 right behind him for the trades. Smoke down towards CT as the banana smoke is still up. Still got a few seconds left on it, clearing up. 6C kill. Okay, Serato comes in with one good frag. Galil with the backline. 8K also sees him, and Bentet lines up 2 frags for his 2K. Gen.G with 7. Furia doing the damage, though. The economy is going to be a little bit limited, but the rebuys will come through from both sides.
You've got to expect the AWP investment to come through from Henny. Chucking it over to Art by the looks of things, actually. We know Art's sort of the in-game leader that picks up the AWP time to time, sort of a bit of a hybrid player. Sometimes you see him main AWPing, sometimes you see him secondary AWPing. It sort of gets thrown around between him and Henny quite a lot. It looks like he wants to try and take it going into round 19. Early banana presence to come out from the CT side, and not even a contest from Gen.G. They're letting them have banana for free, because they're going to try and commit into brackets really quickly.
6C doing some damage to Yuri. Blind fire! He's done so much while getting no info for it. No idea that 6C and Bentet are low, but Henny with a nice chance. Nays on his position. Case right second with the crossfire alongside the man. 2 players standing for Gen.G, and 6C still so low. Automatic is on site with the bomb. Now yet to plant it, and the smoke goes back in the midst of the smoke. Caught off and extinguished immediately. Henny may have given up his position though. Headshot angle not taken, but as 6C jumps up, Henny gets his frag. With Vinny getting automatic in the interim. And that will be 12 for Furia, starting things off here on CT side.
That was a really heavy set piece from Gen.G. Rather than just even taking brackets control, they actually put a smoke down towards the end of apartments, and the flash pops perfectly to allow the trades to come out from the apartments, but from there, they just could not trade out towards the site. We saw smoke coming down to the pit position to not allow a Molotov to come through. And Gen.G, decently to get it into the 4-4, not decent enough to get into the site itself. And again, Jay, the economy game, look at the buy they're bringing forward into round 20.
Always been the economy game since the word go. Both sides have had issues with their money line, but Furia lesser so than Gen.G.
Yeah.
And the Gen.G side will suffer for it. 2 Deagles. Already damage being done as well, so the chances for the rifles and the UMP to strike are lesser. Does get a kill to open things up for Kusta's part, though. Art does trade it back, though. So 4-4 scenario gain, and the T's wrap right back towards A.
Yeah, important trade there coming out from Art. And I tell you what, if he starts to push down Banana even further, he's going to get information that it's going to be an A play. Smoked off. That might force Gen.G quickly into the A bomb side. Good flashbang coming out from Yuri, and that's now the man advantage being taken back.
Intent with the AK, ready to play the crossfire angle, tight angle to hold against the likes of Yuri. Yuri just going to wait in position. Hold for the hit, because it's got to come through from Gen.G. Furia playing contact with the AWP held back towards the stack position over towards the B site. Yuri and Serato ready for the hit. Deagle up for Som. Automatic drops down to the lineup. That's a spray for Yuri to get himself 2. And Serato cleans up the last for his own 2. He has been quiet towards the end of that last half, but here in the second, it's been fantastic for Serato. 25 kills in this game so far. Absolutely dominant from the Furia player and the Furia side as well. 13-7 up, 3 away from the win.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a Glock, so pretty much full eco, just a single P250, finally a little bit of utility and a Tech 9 for Kusta, but not a lot for them to work with. And you mentioned the fact that economies have kind of been wrecked from both sides. You're certainly right in the fact that it's really been Gen.G for the most part. And the reason for that is Furia have been able to win rounds very convincingly, where Gen.G haven't. A lot of rounds that they've won, both on Nuke and in Inferno, Jay, it's only been a few players staying alive. Double AWPs for Furia and Gen.G just try and see if they can maybe waterfall past this smoke, see if they can go quickly into B.
Henny with the frag, Binny there towards the back lines. 3 kills to his name as Henny grabs a secondary AWP kill as well. And that is 14 for Furia, cleaning house against Gen.G very quickly, but the rifles come out from Bentet immediately. You must imagine that everybody else is going to force around him. But again, economy buy is going to look very weak in the grand scale of things, and they'll have nothing to fall back on going into the match point round if they have to go there. Limited utility sets for the T side as well. It can be workable for a basic set execution if you can just Molotov that top line position for Bentet. The lack of the Molotovs again coming in from Gen.G might cause some problems. Smoke's down, going to bait in a majority of the CT utility. Incendiary's up. Only 2 players there towards Banana. The majority of the T-side forces in second mid, and Yuri wants to challenge him directly.
Oh, okay, Serrano gets unlucky with the timing there. And they'll know with his utility that he's out towards Boiler. And this could be a backstab opportunity to come through. Gen.G have been no strangers to selling a lot of presence out towards this brackets position, being very, very noisy about it, and using so much utility. They've only got 2 smokes and a molly left for this T side.
And you're watching brackets, Som with the AK, shoulder baiting. Orb of Art looks back tight. Angle still lands. Som. Reaction connects the kill somehow. No info, no vision on the man. He may have suspected he was there at Woodstack. And that flick is something beautiful though. Kuz the next up to face. Flashbang, not coming through. Art gets the frag for it as a result. Vinny's there. Henny's going to get traded back by Bentet towards the mid position. 2-for-1 trades though. Furia still standing at the man advantage. And now they make it doubles up here. Art and Yuri cleaning automatic and Bentet out. It's all left to 61 versus 4.
And that bomb was just stranded out from Banana. There were 2 lurkers out through brackets, and you had to think that they had to find some sort of information play, some sort of trade back. And 60's going to just try and see if he can do as much damage as possible, but already the Banana players are starting to push. That's a 15th round up for Furia. And for Gen.G, they're kind of in a position, Jay, where it's really vital for them to get victories. They're currently 2 wins, 2 losses in Pro League. They're sitting in that 5th position, where for Furia, they've been undefeated. So for them, 1st or 2nd place, it doesn't really matter. They'll advance straight into the upper brackets if they can continue their placing. So you've got to think for in terms of like not who wants to win this more, but who needs this victory more. It's certainly the Gen.G side.
Yeah, and Furia still going to get that win regardless, though. I can imagine the Gen.G are now on the ropes with no real chance to make it happen. I mean, there's no AKs for this final round. Galil's up for 3, UMP, Deagle. Full-blown set of rifles out from the CT cam. Automatic's been spotted. Bentet also tagged up in the interim. 60 tries to cross and takes an equal amount of damage, even more so actually than Bentet. And Furia, 3 players to defend this B-site play. Unless Gen.G come up with magic in this one, they're done.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with 4 players at this A-bomb site. And just that single AWP from Art around that car position. The apps pop to come out from Gen.G. The first kill going the way of Serrano. And now the cleanup crew comes through. Simple as that. A 16-7 victory on their map pick. Furia getting another 2-0 against Gen.G. It seems like for the North American side, Jay, they can't catch a break against the Brazilians.
And while the initial part of this rivalry definitely favoured Gen.G, you know, they're going to reference back to the Anaheim sort of results on the road to Rio when they did actually manage to take, 2-0s and 2-1 victories above this team. Ever since those days, though, Furia stepped up massively. They are probably I wouldn't even debate at this point with the collapse of MIBR. They are the best team in Brazil right now, and while against Gen.G, that's too much to handle. Furia with their 3rd 2-0 victory above Gen.G in best-of-3 series. And, you know, I mean, for Gen.G, it was a combination of multiple sort of issues and multiple sort of unfortunacies. Again, losing their AGL, having to have 60 standing in. Like, you know, for them, there's a lot more problems than that relates to a lot more than just the conflicts of this rivalry, you know?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think one player in particular that was very consistent, maybe wasn't the biggest name for Furia in this series, was Henny. He's now, Jay, in all 11 maps played by Furia in Pro League, had a positive KD. It's ridiculous that every single map they've played, he's been able to get at least a positive KD, and he's finding impact on a very consistent level. We saw the double orbs finding a hell of a lot of kills, but it was Serrano that really on that T side, what more could you expect from him? He was at like 18 and 5 deaths at one point. He just did so much work, and he set them up so nicely going into that second half.
Well, Furia came into today 4-0 standing on their series results and now going to 5-0 with their victory above Gen.G. Has been a confident showing from these guys so far in the season, and they will look to press on even further. Tomorrow they take on 100 Thieves, which could get very interesting of its own right, but I have a feeling the Furia may have that 2-0 of their own accord. But for us here on the C stream, that's going to be game over, all donezo. It has been a very quick series at that. Furia definitely were able to dominate Gen.G pretty effectively, so that concludes it from us today. Dwayne. We do come back tomorrow, though, and the couple more best of 3 series is for you. Also, make sure you're tuning in to the channels and, of course, the rest of the concurrent streams over the course of the days. But until that point, I've been the Eternal Jay. This has been Dwayne. Thank you very much for watching and for listening today. We'll send you back over to one of the other ESL channels where we've still got Evil Geniuses versus Chaos, Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves, and Liquid versus Triumph ongoing at the moment. So make sure you're tuning into those games. For tonight, though, here on the C stream, I want to thank you again for watching and for listening. And we'll see you back here soon for even more Counter-Strike action.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Running out of luck, too much in my cup. Nishi, run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. Shawty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. My team pop.
Who really got the block? Sipping to rock in a cop car. They say they wanna party with us 12 as and how much be that boofy? It's a la. My feature price bigger than your bank account. You talk about it, but don't show us that about. These boys only flexing with that allowance. We swimming in the down. I'm only f***ing you if your toes cute. Brown skin, goddamn, that's my soul food. I'm winning for the record, check your memo, bro. Generation of destruction, you'll remember us. LSD used to do promethazine, only THC, NSC is minor lean. No longer up next on top. Lay your girl when she counting my checks.
There's no defense, I'll buy it if I want it. I'm going supersonic, come on back for it. Alright, okay. Running out of luck, too much in my cup. Nishi, run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. Shawty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. My team pop.
I was in the field, realized I could make it. Sacrificed all my time towards greatness. Been alone in the dark, isolated. And my dreaming isn't real, what separates me. I never know, it's coming my way, yeah. Cold out of stone, stay out of my lane, yeah. Leave me alone, this is my moment. Finally found what lights up my fire. Keep the energy high as they coming to go up. Believe in myself and I'm taking it home. I'm stepping it up to another level. Time moving faster than ever before. They don't really know about honesty, but they don't really grow. Honestly, I cannot be stuck constantly. Consciously is a part of me. And I'll never know what's coming my way. Yeah, cold out of stone. Stay out of my lane. Yeah, leave me alone. This is my moment. Finally found what lights up my fire.
all my contra shit commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. Yo, think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Niggas gets up to